Well, what do we have here? But this is wrestling live post-game Backlash. Backlash. Lever Sage, Zach McGibbon with you. Zachary, how are you?
Backlash, Lee. That's how I'm feeling after watching that. That was episode or a PLE of Backlash that I consumed. Again, I was a consumer again tonight here, Lee.
You're a new man.
I'm a new
You're
man.
in the palatial estates.
Yeah.
Which is fantastic.
That's right.
And we are set to review one of the shows of 2026.
Yeah, it certainly was one of them that we watched. There's a lot that I know I'm a new man, Lee. I know I'm a new man.
Yep.
Boy, were they testing that this evening.
But you're a new man.
I'm a new man.
So come on. Zach, this was a show. And let's look at some of the positives here. Okay. I don't know how this show is going to turn out, but first of all, you're at the Palatial Estates and we're happy to have you. Second of all, it's 8:58 p.m. 8:58, and we're already doing a live post-game review of one of the shows of 2026.
Yes.
That's a positive.
That's right. I'm here. I made the travel down, obviously, for Acclaim yesterday as we record, and here for today at the Palatial Estates. And I did not see this Fox that had come through the last time we recorded. I did not see it.
It just got dark enough.
Yeah.
So you're probably not going to see it.
No, can't see the Fox, unfortunately. So
I might turn some of the lights on. I have a feeling that with some of your thoughts, I might be able to go. I did make myself a stiff drink.
Mm-hmm.
This is Jamaican ginger beer and Di Serono because I need it. I do.
Yeah.
After this one, okay.
I mean, I have thoughts. I have thoughts about what I just watched.
Oh, wow, says Richard already. Both of you guys together. I wish I could watch Mother's Day weekend. So late night watch for me, Richard. Turn us off. Don't get spoiled.
Yeah.
We are ready to go for one of, the shows of 2026.
That's right. It was absolutely one of them.
I actually don't know where to start. No, I really don't.
Yeah.
Like, do we start at the beginning and work our way up? Do we cherry pick in the middle? But there's not that much of a middle. Like, there's the beginning, there's a little bit in the middle.
I mean,
and there's the end.
There's 5 matches to choose from, Lee. I know it's a deep, extensive card, and there's so much we have to get through of them all. 5 professional wrestling matches that we watched this evening.
Big announcement, though. I always want to start. I actually don't know where to start. I need you to help me out because
let's just start from the beginning and work our way through.
All right. Backlash started out at 6 p.m.
Yes.
Like, that's a bonus.
Yeah. I literally showed up and you asked me, so when does the show start? Like, Lee, I think it starts at 6 p.m.
It's like 6:04.
Yeah.
Like, Zach, I missed an entrance.
Yeah. Oh no.
I was there to rewind it for you. Watch 4 minutes late, but no.
Heartbroken. We missed the entrance because I know that's the big thing in WWE now is these entrances and how long they take to get going because you got to feel the aura. You got to feel the energy of the entrances.
Whoa. I'm just doing the entrance for you so that you understand what you missed. Whoa!
Multiple times over.
Seth Rollins came out.
Yep.
And he fought Braun Breaker, who looked very much like Rick Steiner.
Yes. With a jacket.
Coming out.
Yeah.
A little color to him. Like the vision was always black.
Yep.
Like everything they did was black. But a little bit of color and a little bit of Rick Steiner in a Braun Breaker. This, Zach, is what they waited. They said, nope, no, we can't do this at WrestleMania. We need to do it at Backlash. This was a match between two guys. One guy that has not wrestled in
few months.
Yep. And another guy whose stock is coming down by the day. Is that fair?
I think that's very fair.
Okay, so Braun Breaker and Seth Rollins started off a little bit. Well, I'm gonna say started off. It went clunky for the most part, like a bunch of missed moves, like not super badly missed, but
noticeable
with the caliber of these two. Noticeable enough that you're like, oh, like that's too bad for them. Like another one. All right. So what do we think? And you're going to talk for a bit, and you're a pro, because I'm going to go and try and turn the lights on.
Okay.
Back there. So maybe if the Fox goes by, we'll have something else to talk about.
That's right. Yeah.
So Zach, what did you think? Braun Breaker defeats Seth Rollins. And we both called for it, saying this has to happen. And it did happen that Braun Breaker defeated Seth Rollins fairly, almost cleanly.
Well, yeah, I was just going to say that's kind of the big asterisk there when it comes to Braun Breaker being able to beat Seth Rollins. I thought the match itself, with everything that went on, and as Lee mentioned, some of the botches that came in. I know you're still here, but I'm trying to improvise here. But
bro, I'm still here. You're still talking to me.
it's. I mean,
the Fox goes by, the lights are on, so the tree you can see him.
That's right. Now I can see him now. Right. It's my big issue with a lot of these Seth Rollins matches, and it prevents me from saying this guy's an elite worker.
Mm-hmm.
So the whole feud has been guy gets kicked out of the stable. Right. Braun Breaker kicks Seth Rollins out of the stable, and then obviously he gets out for months with the injury.
Mm-hmm.
Comes back at WrestleMania. He's ready to go. He's healthy, but they're not going to do this match at WrestleMania, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so they save this for Backlash.
Mm-hmm.
Backlash. They save it for Backlash. And how do they work this match? You have Braun Breaker, who's supposed to be this dominant wrecking machine. Right? And Seth Rollins is coming back.
Mm-hmm.
So do you work it where Braun is just absolutely dominating Seth, and Seth has to work his way behind, and then maybe you throw in the interference if you wanted to? And then have Paul Heyman interfere, right? Because he senses the tides are turning. Nope, they just go back and forth. They just have a back and forth match, and it's like, oh, I'm going to do my epic spot, and then you're going to do your epic spot, and then we're just going to trade epic spots with no actual psychology behind it. It's just, you're going to do your move, and then I'm going to do my move, and then I'm going to counter your cool move with my own cool move because I am an elite level worker. But the problem is, when you're looking at the way that this whole build has been going, and I mentioned this years ago, remember the Matt Riddle feud with Seth Rollins?
Yep.
The whole thing was they had these, face-to-face, one guy on one side, the other on the other, and they're looking at the camera, and they're talking trash, and they're like, and Seth brings up Matt Riddle's ex-wife in the whole promo of it. Like, you remember all that? It's supposed to be this heated rivalry.
Mm.
And it's supposed to be this, like, finally they're going to come to blows. And what do they have? They have another professional wrestling match. No heats. It's just, you do your move, then I do my move, then you do your move, then I do my move. And we're going to just continue with like that throughout this match. And we're going to do this epic spot. We're going to try this spot. Now, in this case, with the match itself, the epic spots didn't end up being so epic. Right. So if you're going to try and do something like this, especially with a guy like Braun Breaker, like Braun Breaker, you know me, I've been on this show. When we previewed the show, I said, I'm going to lose my mind if Braun Breaker loses to Seth Rollins. And I didn't want to hear anything about storytelling. I didn't want to hear anything about a narrative. It mattered more for Braun Breaker to win, and he did win. So I got to give him.
Okay. So that's a positive.
That's positive.
They didn't screw that up.
They did not screw that up. But having said that, though, Lee,
there's a but.
You're trying to do these elite level worker stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And you saw just some of the stuff that was happening in the match. It was not clean. It was clunky. It was, if you're going to do a match like that, you got to be able to have the ability to pull off those moves. I can, take a botch, right? And you move on from it. I will say from that, that they at least moved on from that. It was, Seth was trying to do the Ospreay spot where he's, rolls around, tries to turn into like a power bomb, probably going to be a pedigree in that case. But then he wasn't able to rotate all the way forward. And so they had to adjust and get it into the corner. So at least they didn't go back and try to repeat the spot, which is what I just can't stand in a lot of the modern pro wrestling today. Yeah. It's not just
we got to get it right.
Yeah, it's not just a WWE thing. This is like a modern pro wrestling issue where these guys we got to do this spot because it coincides with the next spot, and
how are you going to remember what next to do if you're not doing this one?
Right, and so they have to do the spot again. It's like no, just ixnay it. It didn't work, and that's okay.
So Kevin says botch going to happen. Nobody's perfect. I would sort of agree with that.
If there weren't a couple of them,
but there was a few.
Yeah,
I would say. And look, with Braun Breaker not having been in the ring, at least on TV, working a match in, since what, December? Well, he was in the Royal Rumble.
No, he had the match with Punk in January. So
okay, so it's
it's been a couple months,
4 months.
Yep.
You understand that, but then you were to work twice, 3 times as hard behind the scenes to not let it show when, right?
Yeah.
So, okay, they got things right with Braun Breaker winning. Yes, so we saw Logan Paul. Yes, we saw Austin Theory. They didn't really do all that much. This came out to get beat up by Seth Rollins.
Mm-hmm.
Paul Heyman, after the stomp, he gets up, and instead of Seth Rollins just going and covering like he always does, he's got a plan, and he's going to go get the chair, and then he's prepared for the Vision to come out. But ultimately, Braun Breaker catches him a couple of times with the spear and does pin Seth Rollins clean. I left this match going, that wasn't great, but at least they got the victor right.
Yeah.
At least you understand, the logic behind it was sound. They just didn't execute. And I don't know if that's Braun being out. Seth really hasn't wrestled all that much as of late. You don't love Seth Rollins sometimes in the ring as much as other people to get to that next elite level.
I think he's a good wrestler, but he is not an elite level wrestler because he has the same match. You've seen one Seth Rollins match. You've seen them all. I know that you look at other guys like a Ric Flair, right? That was one of the big critiques, but at least with the Ric Flair match, it was also a fun match to watch, right? I could gladly go back and watch Ric Flair matches. Yep. Have you really come out of especially in this case where they pushed it on commentary? They were Braun Breaker, this is the biggest win of his career. This is something that has set his career onto a new stratosphere. Did you really feel like that coming out of this match? Did you really feel like that was a big time win for Braun Breaker? No. That he really established himself as a guy on the roster, that could really wreak havoc on this roster? No.
I think Seth Rollins has fallen quite far in the last, literally since he faked the injury.
Yeah.
I can go back to him. He was pretty hot at that time. He fakes the injury. He comes back. What has he done since?
Not much.
Nothing.
And again, they felt they had to save this match for Backlash.
Right.
And to an extent now, having seen Braun Breaker's performance, I could somewhat see it, how that match came out. Yep. Because, 1 or 2 botches, as Kevin mentioned, is fine, but there's also a difference between botching and just not having any chemistry with each other.
Yeah.
And they just don't have any chemistry with each other. And you are trying to establish a guy as somebody that is a wrecking ball. He wreaks havoc. He destroys people. But I didn't come away from that match at all of him leading the wrecking ball. It was more he did his spots. Seth Rollins did his spots. It was a back and forth match.
They were doing rest holds.
Yeah.
And I said to you in the middle of the match, I thought Braun Breaker was supposed to be a monster.
Yeah.
He looks like just another wrestler trying to win the match.
Yeah.
Which, okay, but they have booked him as this monster.
Yep.
And he didn't wrestle like a monster.
Yeah. And that's what annoys me about this layout is that if you're going to book them like that, you got to be consistent across your matches. And again, if Seth Rollins is just going to wrestle his match, like you can scream on commentary till the cows come home. Oh, this is the biggest match of his career. Like this is a defining moment in his career. But at the end of the day, it's got to be the feeling that comes away from the audience. Like, yep, that's a guy. And I did not get that feeling whatsoever, especially when you've got these run-ins.
Yeah.
Because WWE has no guts to just, other than the Obafemi stuff, funny enough, with Brock Lesnar. Like, if they're really going to commit to something.
Yeah, and look, I'll give them Roman beat Punk.
Yep.
With no interference in the main event of WrestleMania. And that was the right thing to do. And that was a really good match.
Yep.
So they did have some guts there. But you're right on the whole. Like, why doesn't Braun Breaker just go out and Seth Rollins fights from behind most of the match, comes back, maybe looks like he's going to win, and Braun Breaker ends up just beating him to attain this monster that everyone wants him to be? That's not how it came across. And when they say sometimes like a loss can help both guys, sometimes a loss can hurt both guys. I felt like that after this one. I really did, because this was not like Braun Breaker didn't look particularly strong and like a monster in the win. And Seth Rollins didn't look great in the loss. Like he botched a couple things. It wasn't like, oh my God, Seth Rollins hasn't lost in 6 months and he just lost to Braun Breaker. Oh my God. What has Seth Rollins done over the last, like, I don't know what he's done.
I know. It was just a frustrating match to watch because I'm watching and I'm like, I know people are going to like the match. That's the thing. Like, I just know people are going to like the match because if you look at it from a work standpoint, they did the spot where Seth was going to do the initial superplex and turn into the Falcon Arrow. Yeah. But then it's countered and Braun is doing that. Like, if you look at it from a spots perspective, there were certainly big spots in the match. But in terms of actually trying to accomplish your goals and trying to get somebody over, like, I don't think it was successful in that at all. You might come away and be like, you know, that was a good match. Like, and I think we were saying even up towards the main event, we were like, that's probably the best match of the show from a technical standpoint, even with the lack of chemistry that these two guys have and with some of the botches.
Or what the rest of the show was.
Or what the rest of the show was, and we'll talk about it. But, you know, like at the end of the day, if the goal was to try and make Braun Breaker seem like a bigger deal at the end of the match, I don't think they succeeded.
But shouldn't that have been the number one goal?
Should have been, yeah.
And it was not accomplished.
No.
Yeah, I agree with you. Look, they got the result right. There was little interference, but not all that much. So you give them a little bit of credit for that. But as you said, I don't think either guy comes out looking particularly strong Monday or Friday or coming up next. Like, I really don't think that that's true. However, was this the best match on the card? Maybe.
We'll see as this review rolls on Monday Night Raw.
You can feel the excitement that we had for that one.
Yeah.
But Zach, all right. Now we get to the match that's going to get people to buy the pay-per-view because it's the last match on ESPN. After that, go home main event segment on SmackDown, the funeral of the Gingerbread Man. It turned out to be Lil Yachty.
Yes. Even though Lil Yachty was out earlier for the other when the Gingerbread Man attacked.
They fooled you though.
They certainly got me.
Right, they got you. They got me too.
I got worked.
Yeah, they got me too.
I got worked.
So now with Trick Williams defending the United States heavyweight title against Sami Zayn with Lil Yachty in Trick Williams' corner. And I think you and I were saying, well, first of all, what did you think of this match? Trick Williams able to retain the United States Championship against Sami Zayn.
Was a match. I mean, we all know that Trick Williams is not a great in-ring wrestler. And I think this is who he is as a performer. Yep. He's what, 31, 32, early 30s anyway. And he has been in NXT for so long. He's traveled to TNA to try and get some more experience, and now he's up on the main roster. And this is against one of the better, even though I think he's slowed down significantly from his peak, still one of the better in-ring wrestlers in Sami Zayn in the company, right?
Yep.
So you're pretty much going to get like, this is who you have with Trick Williams.
Hard to imagine getting a ton more out of him with another opponent.
Correct. So this is what we're getting with Trick Williams. And I think what we're going to get with Trick Williams is a guy from what we saw in that opening promo to get into the match. You're like, this guy is charismatic. You can tell why they think so highly of him, because he's got a look. He's got top star look. Obviously, you know, if you want to tie in the Lil Yachty stuff as well, it's like, oh, he's got this, you know, he's got this mainstream star or whatever and Lil Yachty. We were talking about this though with Lil Yachty.
So, and I want to preface this with the fact that Lil Yachty is not necessarily on my radar as far as like people that I follow, people that I care about.
He's not in your playlist
in the outside world. So I do come at it from a little bit of a naive point of view, where just because I might feel this way, I don't know that others do, but it's more a question that I have. So we were talking about, like, does Lil Yachty bring in an audience that otherwise would not be there because he is there? You and I feel the same, I think, about Pat McAfee and what they did with him. And I think even Pat McAfee might have been the one to say, you know what, I'm out. Like, you're not using me properly. Jelly Roll, there's a bunch of backlash towards Jelly Roll and Pat McAfee. But I do feel a little bit like Pat McAfee was bringing in people that otherwise would not have seen the product. Too bad they got to see a crappy product, but he was still bringing in people. I don't know about Jelly Roll. I don't know about Lil Yachty, but I think the question needs to be asked, is Lil Yachty being out there bringing people in to the WWE? I don't know. I don't feel like the answer is yes, but again, I'm certainly open to hear other people's point of view on that.
Yep.
You?
I'd be open to that. I will say this, Lil Yachty definitely performs more to my demographic. And people,
you just call me old.
I'm just saying my demographic, that could mean anything. You know, in the advertiser role, that's, 25 to 54. So you would be in that demographic.
So I'm going to give you a book that I got. You know what?
Oh boy.
Yeah. You know, it's time to educate you a little bit.
Oh geez. It's a copy of 1984.
The year that I was 9. Crazy. No, it's an interesting read, and I'm probably not going to give you the book. But,
no,
I mean, you don't deserve it. So,
ouch.
Yeah, because I'm not sure you're there yet, but it's called Valuenomics.
Okay,
and it's all about the absolute archaic nature of what demographics are, because we're going to place you in a box of age, and then we're going to tell you what it is that you like because you are of a certain age. And Zach, maybe I should give you the book, because I feel like you are one of those guys that's out of, like, you're not in demographics. You're an old soul. You got things going on. I don't want to give you that much of a compliment, but you know a lot more than some people your age about a lot of things. And it's like, you don't, just because you're in a certain demographic doesn't mean you're necessarily kind of in the value graphic. Yeah. And this is all about a different way to put people in categories. It was a very educational read for sure.
Interesting.
Yeah. That's a lot of stuff on, I'm old and I don't get Lil Yachty like you get Lil Yachty.
Yes. Having said that, I could tell you, I just hit you with the John Cena fine speech, did I? We'll talk about him later. But
yes, we will.
But having said all of that, none of my buddies have mentioned anything about Lil Yachty being on WWE programming.
Right.
So I made the theory,
as opposed to, and look, she might not be in it, but my stepmom, who, I mean, she's in her 70s, is a big Pat McAfee fan, and calls me up to ask about Pat McAfee on the WWE all the time.
Yep.
All the time. No Lil Yachty calls for you.
No Lil Yachty calls for me.
All right.
And my theory, and it's not the greatest theory in the world, but I'm interested to hear your thoughts on it, is that I don't think people follow musicians to see what they do athletically. I don't think people follow musicians to think, oh, how are they going to manage this professional wrestler? Maybe there's a little bit of intrigue in terms of a freak show match. It was like a one-on-one against another wrestler, but I don't think there is that anyways. I think people much rather see athletes do athletic things. I'm talking like, let's look at the combat sports world. You don't think if Conor McGregor joined WWE tomorrow and they announced that Conor McGregor was going to headline a WWE pay-per-view or PLE, that would get massive buzz and people will be talking about it. It's like, oh, the MMA fighter is going to be in pro wrestling. One of the biggest, if not the biggest MMA fighter in all the world is going to take part in a WWE PLE. You don't think that's going to get a bunch of buzz as opposed to Lil Yachty is managing Trick Williams on the second match of the PLE, and you got to tune in because it is taking the wrestling world by storm. I feel like there's levels to this, Lee.
Okay, that's fair. So when you said that, I was thinking about like following wrestlers that I like, and if they got involved in music, would I care?
Well, we saw that with Liv Morgan and go from her to her own music video.
And yeah, and what was the name of that video?
Trouble.
Yeah, it's trouble following her. So the answer for me is no, that I don't care about wrestlers getting involved in the music side. So I guess just logically, why would I care about musicians getting involved in the wrestler side?
Yeah. I feel like people follow musicians for their music. I know this is a crazy theory, but I feel like people like musicians, like, Michael Jackson's getting another resurgence, right? Because of the movie. Mm-hmm. I think people are interested in that Michael Jackson movie because of the way that he created the music. And they're going back and listening to the music because Lee, he is a musician. But I don't think people are like, you know what I need Michael Jackson in? I need Michael Jackson in a WWE ring. How is he going to fare in a WWE
Zach,
ring?
I don't think you're understanding what crossover means.
I know.
Like, people are crossing over. They're connecting genres here.
Yeah.
Like, Zach.
Yeah. The crossover appeal.
all I can think about now is Ross and Rachel. Like, the lobster. No. The lobster. Like, it connects, Zach.
Yes.
It's the lobster.
So much
like there's so much crossover.
Plus, like, you also need to have some guys that you feel like are tough guys too, if you're going to do that crossover, if they're going to get involved physically.
So this is what really bothered me about this match. It was just another match. Yep. Again, same thing we saw at WrestleMania with these two. Same crap, just another match. But during the match, this is what I cannot stand. Cannot stand about celebrities coming in. First of all, Sami Zayn punches Lil Yachty and gives him a bunch of haymakers.
Yep.
So just that would have a normal person being hit by a wrestler multiple times, they would be down and out. But then Sami Zayn grabbed the candy cane.
You said those words out of your mouth, yes.
Well, it's the gingerbread thing.
I know.
Like,
I'm just.
Of course, he's got a candy.
Why not at this
cane
after what we saw in the show? Absolutely.
As the gingerbread man, because he was dead and then he's alive. And it's a little Yachty. Like, you get it. But he takes us basically a Singapore cane shot from Sami Zayn. So at this point, most people are like, referees get pushed aside.
Yeah.
They're down and they can't really get up. But Lil Yachty apparently got up from the cane.
Yeah.
Okay. Then Lil Yachty's over on the other side and he gets haluva kicked. The finisher of Sami Zayn. The finisher. And he actually got kind of caught from behind and didn't see it coming. He's going to be knocked out. He's got to be. Zach, like maybe 90 seconds later, Trick Williams beats Sami Zayn. And there's Lil Yachty in the ring, making it rain.
Yep.
With the money. Because that's his spot. Make it cool. Like, look at me.
He had these stacks of dollars or whatever as he was coming in.
He got hit with punches.
Yep.
And then a cane, like the Singapore cane.
Yep.
And then his finisher.
Yep.
A finisher that has beaten like the who's who of the WWE.
I remember when he did the haluva kick to Adrian Neville to win the NXT championship many years ago.
Okay. But it has finished many people.
Yep.
The haluva kick.
Yep.
Not a little yachty.
Make it rain!
Making it rain.
Like, he's making it rain, Michael Cole. He's making it rain
like
out here.
Zach, what are we doing? Like, what are we doing? Sami Zayn. No, but Sami Zayn, once again, I didn't think he looked great at WrestleMania. And he even said about how WrestleMania in an interview this week that it didn't feel the same.
Yep.
Like, and sometimes they can feel different. He's trying to couch it, but basically he's saying it sucked.
Yep.
What is he thinking after this match? Just another match on a pay-per-view where he's hitting celebrities with his finisher, and 90 seconds later, that celebrity is sitting over Sami Zayn, sitting on the ropes, laughing at him. What are we doing?
Yeah.
And this is supposed to make me buy the 3-match pay-per-view after that on the ESPN bundle?
Yeah.
I know that doesn't affect us in Canada. I get it. But like,
by the way, first match.
What are we doing? What are we doing?
First match, manager interferes.
Paul Heyman
interferes, talks to the referee as they hit a move behind. You're not going to believe this, Lee, but in the second match, Lil Yachty interferes so that they could get a move in, so that they could get the big near fall count, because that's what matters. It's the near fall, the moments, Lee. So they no separation. For all you that are watching on ESPN on the pre-show, by the way, that's going to be another thing. Don't let these guys get away with this, okay?
No.
We're not going to let these guys get away with it. This is the pre-show,
okay?
If it's available for free, it is not a pay-per-view, because Wiley, I'm not paid to view it. It's on free TV.
Yes, it is.
And so they put 2 matches on the free and a 5-match card, 2 of them.
So wait, you're not the math. No, you're not the math guy.
Carry the one.
Okay, you're not the math guy. So I'm going to tell you that only leaves 3 matches left going into the show.
Yes.
3.
In the paid portion.
Right.
3 matches. Right. 3. Not the 3 count. Not triple threat. 3 matches.
I do like the
triple threat.
3 count.
Yes, 3 count. Shannon Moore and Shane Helms and
more like
Jimmy Wayne Yang, I think was in there.
I love me some triple threat with Shane Douglas and Chris Candido and Bam Bam Bigelow. I love me some triple threat.
Yes. So don't let these guys get away with this.
Right.
I know that ESPN, because it's clear that they're not happy with the results, and so they're trying to find any way they can to get it onto ESPN, get people to buy ESPN Unlimited, so that they could get your $30 so that you could watch this pay-per-view. But don't let them do this. Just because they don't call it a pre-show doesn't mean it isn't a pre-show. It's for free. You can tune in on your remote, and you can tune in the United States. At least with us in Canada, it's part of the Netflix package, as you could make an argument for it, but it's a pre-show. Okay. It's a pre-show. So the paid portion is 3 matches, 3 of them. $30. $30
US.
That's $10 a match. Imagine saying I pay $10 for the tag team match between Danhausen and his mystery partner, which we will talk about because I have a lot to say about it.
But that's the next match.
I know that I'm saying, and against the Miz and Kit Wilson, and you sit back and you say, I paid $10 for that match. So don't let these guys get away with it. I know US, if you're a US viewer, don't let these guys get away with it because you are not getting your value. I know people talk about with AEW, $50 pay-per-views, $55 pay-per-views, but you're getting 12 matches on there, 12 of them. And I know you go into midnight with a lot of these shows, but do you ever come away being like, man, I got shortchanged on that? No, because there's 10 matches that I paid for with my money. If anything, the value is much better because I'm paying less for matches on the AEW pay-per-view than I am the WWE pay-per-view.
Sometimes about $4 a match if they're doing 12 matches.
And that's asked for Will Ospreay, Hangman Page, MJF, Kenny
Okay,
Omega.
this is not an AEW
I
show.
know, but
Okay.
I'm trying to exemplify it to make the point.
I know.
Because those 2 matches were for free on television. They said, you thought this was great. Wait until you put your $30 into the paid portion of the show. And it's like, follow us over to the ESPN app. Make sure you have ESPN Unlimited because, boy, you thought those matches were great. Because when I came back, I was like, man, Trick Williams and Sami Zayn, that's a match I'm so glad that I got to see on my TV. A Monday Night Raw ass match was on, the pre-show portion. And then you got the Braun Breaker and Seth Rollins match where the guys were clunky and couldn't get it together. And then you had the run-ins, and then you had Braun Breaker winning, which is but they're telling you that is the biggest win of his career. Very similar to the Bronson Reed stuff, if I might add.
Yes, you did point out Bronson Reed beating Roman Reigns, and they said exactly the same.
Yep.
What happened to Bronson Reed? Don't tell me he got hurt. He didn't evolve into a bigger star.
Nope, he did not.
Because of it.
Nope. And so now you've got this stuff. So we have set up now what's coming up next. You are now going to get set for the paid portion. Buckle up, folks. This is what, if you were watching the States, what you paid for, if any, and also technically what we paid for on Netflix.
Yep.
Get fired up.
Well, okay. So I'm fired up now, and the real show starts, and Kit Wilson comes out.
Yep.
Who?
Kit Wilson.
Okay.
He's not toxically.
But then my guy, he makes me happy, The Miz. I like him. He's not great in the ring anymore.
That would imply he was at one point.
This is a WrestleMania main event winner over John Cena. Okay, don't be.
So is Lawrence Taylor. Lawrence Taylor was also a WrestleMania main event winner. Okay, that you're not really selling me on that.
That's a tough argument.
Yes.
But that's a special. That's a one-off.
Sid main evented 2 WrestleManias.
Did he win in any of them?
I don't recall him winning against Taker, or certainly not against Hogan.
Right. Hogan, please.
Yes.
There's actually a DQ in the main event.
Yeah. And I say this as a fan that loves Sid.
That's nice. A DQ in the main event of WrestleMania.
I love Sid, but I love Sid for different reasons, Yeah.
So, okay. Kit Wilson and The Miz come out, but it is time for the mystery partner with Danhausen, which they not only have promoted for the last few weeks that he needed to find himself a partner with $400 human monies. So, of course, like a bunch of morons, a bunch of idiots, a bunch of like imbeciles, we decided that, well, what if it's CM Punk? And we had like rational discussion on what if it's CM Punk? What if it's like I brought up Obafemi?
Yep. I was a changed man. I came in with an open mind, and obviously that changed man stuff has changed back after that.
Well, we don't need a change, Zach.
No,
we just need good old regular Zach.
Yeah, just to get all fired up and grouchy.
So
yes,
but we had a rational discussion. Of course, because we get sucked into this all the time about a rational discussion of who's on the phone.
Yep,
with Randy Orton and who could be the masked man.
Yep. Because we know Triple H, he's got a little secret. He's not going to tell you until you pay your $30.
But I think one of the things that really bothers me right now, and watching the match, was that Danhausen, he's quite charismatic, and they can put him in some spots. So he was on ESPN on he did their plays of the week, and they were asking him who the mystery partner is, and he's like, you gotta find out.
Yeah,
like you gotta tune in, Backlash. To find out. And he's on ESPN on like top plays of the week and Sports Center and all these like big time spots. So you're like, okay, well, it's gotta be somebody good, right? Okay. This is the portion, Zach, that it becomes difficult. Now I will start on a positive that your prediction was right, because Danhausen and his mystery partner did win the match. And I was worried that you were going to get this one wrong too. But who was Danhausen's mystery partner, Zach?
Before we even get to the mystery partner stuff, we had Kit Wilson come out. We have Mike the Miz Mizanin come out.
Yep.
And they played this video.
Oh, that's right.
Yes, they played this it's like a old horror theme, 1930s,
Yeah.
40s. If you're big into the Frankenstein and
Mhm.
Dracula movies, you know, they played this sort of style, but there was some wacky comedy antics with a lot of color. And they were playing it up as this old movie trailer, and they were hyping up this feud between Danhausen and Kit Wilson and The Miz. And so we had this little thing, and I'm sitting there, and Lee can vouch for a lot of what I'm saying here.
Mm-hmm.
So we watched that. It's like, all right, well, they did an overview of the feud. What had happened? How did we get to this point?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, okay, it's not for me, but it is creative. I can see how people would like this. Right?
Yep.
I didn't love it, but it is creative. It's something different. Sometimes things don't have to appeal to me.
Right.
Right.
It did in like 3 minutes. It kind of led you to, oh,
yeah,
okay. Like, who might it be?
Yep. And it felt very much in the Danhausen character.
Yep.
So I was like, okay, again, not for me, but I can understand why people would like it. So then, goes dark. And then I'm like, oh, we're going dark here. And Danhausen's music starts playing. We get this slow, crawling shot closer and closer, and looking, Lee, there's another box.
No, hold on. Did we miss Danhausen coming out in the vehicle?
Oh, I should mention with the vehicle, of course. Yes.
That looked like a
coffin. Yes.
He drove it around.
Yeah. Honk, honk. Like he was driving around. He's doing his best Jack Perry impersonation, driving the bus.
Yeah.
He's waving at the kids and all that. I'm Danhausen. Yeah. He's driving around.
And then he went back to, there was another box.
Yeah. There's another box.
Yeah. What did the box say?
Lee, the box, as we are zooming in, I'm like, oh no, there's another box. You go in closer and it says cloning machine.
Uh-oh.
And Lee, what did I say?
You said it might be like a mini Danhausen. And I said, well, Zach, there's no way.
You told me there's no way.
I said, there's no way. They're not doing this. And what they're going to do is just somebody who's going to come out, like whether it's, well, as it got closer, I'm like, it's not Punk.
See, Punk's not coming out of the box.
As it got to the, I'm like, CM Punk is not coming out of that box.
Punk's not coming out. Punk is like, excuse me, you want me to do what?
Yeah,
no, that's not happening.
No. So, but I did think that somebody else still, like, I had this like hope that there was still someone coming out that would kind of have the Danhausen paint on, that you could say, like, let's say it was Obafemi. Obafemi comes out, but he's got the Danhausen paint on, and so you can kind of say, oh, well, he cloned himself just bigger and tougher and like everything that he's not, but he cloned a version of himself that he's not. Yeah. So I still had this belief that someone was coming out of the box.
You are not selling what came out of the box well enough. I just have to say how they sold this. Okay. So you see cloning machine, and he comes in and he points, and I told you, Lee, this is a mini Danhausen, because I saw a cloning machine. I'm like, there's another Danhausen. Lee, the box shakes.
Yeah.
Smoke comes out from the box again. I'm like,
kind of like his debut.
Yeah. I'm like, they love their smoke with this guy. Smoke's coming out of the box. Poof. The door comes flinging open. It flings down and breaks open.
Who's there?
Lee, my prediction was correct. Lee, it was not CM Punk. It was not Obafemi.
No.
It was not Jelly Roll.
Well, that's a plus.
It was not Mr. Iguana.
Also a plus.
It was not Joe Hendry.
I would have taken Joe Hendry.
I would have taken all those options had I had known that what was coming out of that box was mini Danhausen. And he comes out and he's like, scrambling around. And Danhausen.
And by mini Danhausen, it's like El Torito. What's his name?
Well, he comes from Undertaker's promotion, AAA.
Right.
And
but it's midget. It's a very short person.
Yes, a little person, however you want to describe it.
Yeah.
It is apparently the reporting is that it's Masquerita Sagrada from AAA.
But isn't that El Torito?
No, it's a different Masquerita Sagrada.
Oh, okay.
Because it's Mexico and nothing is ever consistent or the same.
Okay. Sorry.
Like there's multiple La Parkas.
My apologies.
No, it's fair. I had to do the same thing for Ben. Had to remind him that no, this is not Mascara Dorada.
Right.
The Mascara Dorada you think of from WWE. No, this is a brand new Mascara Dorada. It's okay. It happens. Like, just change the gimmick. It's okay. So this little person comes out. He's in the Danhausen gear.
Mhm.
And I'm like, oh my God, this is the mystery person. This is
So-
who they hyped up on TV.
I know. So even at this point, Zach, for the first, I would say 2 minutes, like 1 to 2 minutes, I'm like, no, Zach, it's not. Don't worry. It's just a bit of a facade.
Yep.
And I actually thought they were going to do the juxtaposition of like bringing out the short person and then bring out Obafemi. So like you could see like Danhausen almost looked at him and he's like, okay, I got the little person. But then all of a sudden Obafemi was going to come out.
Yeah.
And everything would be fine because he's upgraded quite a bit.
Yeah.
So I'm even in the first 1 or 2 minutes, I'm like, they're going to play it off like this is the person. And it's don't worry, Zach.
Yeah.
It's not the person.
Yeah. I kept looking at you, Lee. And as they were getting closer to the ring, and Lee, he went through the 5 stages. There was the denial.
Yep.
It's like, no. There's another guy that's coming in.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, there's the denial. Then eventually got to the acceptance once the bell rang. Even when the bell rang, you were like,
no, it was
someone's gonna run in.
It wasn't until about halfway through where I'm like, yeah, they're not doing anything else.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, they did do something else.
Yeah.
They made it worse, but like they really didn't do like there's about halfway through, and I'm like, oh my God.
Yep. This is who it is.
This is what they're doing.
Yep. And so, yeah, they're going around, they're waving at people, and the crowd is quiet, by the way, and all of this. Like, you don't let these other people be like, oh, they were so over. No. They popped for the entrance, but as soon as the person was revealed, they were kind of like, oh, that's who it is.
This is a crowd that chanted not once, not twice, 3 times during the night.
This is awesome.
And none of it was awesome.
Correct.
All right. So, but they didn't chant this is awesome during this match.
No, they did not.
No.
The fans, they have been conditioned that after, 2 wrestlers hit big spots against each other, they fall down, then they chant this is awesome.
Yes.
It doesn't matter what happened in that point. It could have been a simple strike exchange, but they have been conditioned and trained to chant this is awesome when they both fall down. Like, oh, these guys are giving it their all. This is awesome. This is awesome.
So, by the way, just to let you know, they chanted 3 times during the night that this is awesome.
Yes.
When none of it was awesome.
Correct. No.
But they did not chant it during this match.
They did not chant it during this
match. So that's
match,
important to know.
So the bell rang. I believe it was Kit Wilson and Minnie Danhausen that were in the ring to start. And of course, I was yelling, lock up with each other. Like, give me a hold here, and I gotta say, with Minnie Danhausen, he worked a lot of this match for Danhausen.
Yeah,
Danhausen took very little bumps.
Don't want to expose Danhausen for actually not being able to do all that much.
Correct.
So let's.
Well, no, Lee, because he, you hear from some fans, some analysts, is like, well, actually, because like he's actually a very good wrestler. He just, he has to adapt with the comedy to try and make himself stand out.
Right. Okay.
You know what else makes you stand out? Being a very good professional wrestler.
Right.
In pro wrestling.
He's not
a good pro wrestler, and that's okay. And good on Danhausen for recognizing his faults.
Yep.
And recognizing his limitations, saying, you know what? I got to find a way to survive. And he's going to make so much money in the WWE.
So first of all, let's get to the middle of the match, or like towards the end of the match, or somehow, some way, as like the tides reverse, and now Minnie Danhausen has kind of recouped some energy after getting beat up, because he did a lot of offense in the first 3 or 4 minutes.
Yep.
Then he got the crap beat out of him for a while, and then he made this resurgence. This is a part I have. Well, there's a lot of I have difficulty
I was going to say this part,
but this one is like such a resurgence that Kit Wilson decided that he was like going to back up, like in the entranceway, and like kind of do the like no more. I can't do this anymore. Like, this guy's getting the best of me. I can't really deal with this, 3'8" guy that's really kicking me. So he's going to go back, and I'm going to back up, and I'm going to go all the way back to where the door was.
Yep.
Or the casket or whatever.
There was still smoke, by the way, coming out of this box, this cloning machine.
Right. So
This
So
cloning machine.
So anyway, but Kit Wilson almost luring him out there.
Yep.
Then throws Minnie Danhausen back into the box and closes the box back up. And at this point, we saw the kind of the curtain.
Yeah, we saw a little bit of the curtain
move, and you're like,
Yeah. Oh,
okay,
no.
Zach, don't worry. This
Is the
where,
guy.
This is where Obafemi is coming out.
Yes.
This is where,
Yeah.
like, we just had to put up with a whole bunch of crap, but we're finally going to get the pop because Obafemi's going to come out and just destroy everybody right now.
Yeah.
So Kit Wilson closes the box back up, kind of goes, oh, okay, I got him locked in there. Everything's going to be okay. And then what, Zach?
Smoke.
Right.
The box moved again, the cloning machine.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, no, they're not doing this again. I thought we'd learn from WrestleMania, Lee, about the reaction, but no, I don't know what it is with Paul Levesque and his fascination with little people, but he probably finds this so incredibly funny. So he gets thrown in the cloning machine, door shut. And I'm looking at him like, wow, this is WCW 1991.
Or as MVB says, I think RVD was behind the cloning machine when Kit shoved Minniehausen back in. Lots of smoke.
Yeah, there was a lot of smoke.
It's a good
You
one.
know what? I wish it was RVD.
It's a good one, Marcus. I wish it was anybody, but
Yeah.
what came out?
It would have been something if it was RVD, but door opens back.
Right. To
And-
Obafemi.
No, Lee, it was not Obafemi, and it was not CM Punk, and it was not Jelly Roll, and it was not Mr. Iguana, and it wasn't Joe Hendry. No. In fact, it was, I think, 5 other Minniehausens.
Yeah, it could be 6.
Could be 6.
Yeah.
Who cares? I mean, there's multiple Minniehausens. It all just starts running into the ring, and Michael Cole at his absolute worst, just yelling, just like, Wade, he's on your lap, Wade! Wade! He's on your lap!
Camera's not showing it.
And the camera's not showing this.
No.
I honestly, I don't care that they're on the, but Michael Cole, because nothing can ever breathe in this company, especially when it comes to comedy. So Michael Cole has to yell at you about how funny this is.
Mm-hmm.
And like the hilarity of the situation. He's just yelling into my ear, just like I'm yelling throughout this review about what I watched, what I witnessed, on this match. And so there's all these Minniehausens. Lee,
Did it finally end?
well, no, there was the fake kick out, and like there was the spot where you're like, Zach, you're gonna lose. Like this is where the Miz and Kit Wilson. And honestly, at that point, I wish I would have lost, because that would have meant the match was over. But that did not happen.
No.
It continued on, and I'm like, you know what? The funniest option here for me would be one of the Minniehausens pinning the Miz, just to see the look on Lieber Sage's face, to see his guy lose.
Right.
But that did not happen. Danhausen did get the victory. Lee, I don't understand. I don't, and I know, and I will talk about what Michael Cole said after the match too, his reaction, and I'm sure people took note of that too. So first of all, I looked at you, Lee, and Lee, you were just like, I can't, and I'm just sitting there in stunned disbelief.
Every time I give the company even the slightest bit of a chance about, like, they're not.
Oh, there's a spot I missed. Oh, I just remember the fire extinguisher spot. So they had the. I was trying to forget about that spot.
Like, this is literally a carnival in 1949.
Yeah. So the Miz pulls out. The Miz pulls out a fire extinguisher.
Right. Well, that's smart. He's going to use it on all of them.
Why a fire extinguishers under the ring? I don't know. I
What
guess
do you mean?
Well, there's no Inferno
Safety?
match. There's no.
But it's a safety thing.
Yeah, but like, is the ring going to catch on fire?
Yeah, but more than like 9 tables and ladders and stuff. Like, I can at least understand why there's a fire extinguisher.
Is Kane in the building to set things on fire? Like, what are we doing here? But the fire extinguisher's underneath the ring.
Right.
Pulls the fire extinguisher out. I'm like, all right, here's the fire extinguisher spot. And he's like looking in, and he's getting set. He was almost like a Ghostbuster. like getting set up with the fire
Yeah,
extinguisher.
he's gonna hose them all down.
Yeah.
And then
he clicks, and then nothing's happening because Lee, he's
cursed.
yes.
Mm.
So he's clicking, he's looking, he's like, what's going on? And
Right.
then of course, like this intelligent human being he is, he keeps on clicking it while he points it at himself.
Zach, I can relate. I might do that to myself.
Click, 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 click. He kept clicking it and he's looking at it. It's like taking like a BB gun and it's like, it's not clicking. Why is it that? Just point it at yourself. What, you idiots? Why would you do that? I know he's a heel, but like, come on. Like,
Well,
so,
even more so, he does it to himself in the face.
Yeah, and so he clicks it. He's like, oh, I can't believe it. And of course, he doesn't let go.
No.
Why would you let go?
Well, he got all this in the face.
Yeah.
He can't.
Yeah, he's holding on to it. He's like, so he's got all this fire extinguisher all over his face. And so what do? Of course, you don't just drop it. I guess it's because of the curse. But I guess this curse is so powerfully.
Yeah.
We're already talking about magic. So this curse is so powerful that he takes this fire extinguisher and it adjusts it in the perfect direction over to Kit Wilson. Goes all over Kit Wilson. And Kit Wilson's like, oh, just selling this.
Well, that's just unfortunate luck.
And it was one of those moments, another one of those moments in pro wrestling. I've had multiple one of these over the last couple of months, but I'm so glad it's just you and me in this building here, Lee.
Yeah.
Because I did not want anybody to walk in while that spot was happening and be like, Zach, what are you watching? And then I had to sit there and say, look, there's a cloning machine. There's little people that are coming into the match and the fire extinguisher is all. I don't want to do that, Lee. I don't want to explain that. I don't want that. I don't care if it's silly little fun. It was stupid. I felt like a stupid person.
All I can think about is that, and I will go to AEW because somebody put that scene up.
Yep.
And then right underneath, they put highlights of Bryan Danielson and Will Ospreay.
Yeah. Anyway, here's their match at
and it was like
Grand Slam.
Like, yeah, that's the difference with what's going on right now.
So I'm looking at this, and again, it was one of those moments where it's like I don't need and then I shouldn't do this, but I'm going through Twitter. And, you got your usuals that, like, you can't criticize anything with WWE because I don't know why. You got your media types that are there. They don't want to lose their access to WWE because WWE, like, they'll pull
So they're going to tell you it's fun and you need to lighten up.
Yeah, you need to lighten up.
And you need to understand that, there's all aspects of professional wrestling. And this is fun.
Yeah. I'm not here to give in to them. I'm here for them to entertain me.
Yes.
And Lee, I was not entertained.
Well, that's the point, right?
But God forbid it's my fault that I didn't find this entertaining.
Right.
It was like, what happened to us? The wrestling fan used to be the pride people that would push back on stuff like this.
Yep.
Somehow we've done this 180 where it's like, well, look, you got to give what the company's doing. They're trying to entertain you. Well, I'm not entertained. I just look at this and I saw that it's just silly little fun. It's like, you know what? Then you deserve the gingerbread man. You deserve this. You deserve all the silly stuff because you can't complain about it afterwards. You can't. Like, what is there to critique then? If everything's great, then what is there to critique?
Nothing.
So I just, I'm sure people are probably listening to me. They love the Danhausen segments. Like, oh, there's old man Zach. He's the old soul.
Yelling at the clouds.
Yeah, no fun over here. He just wants a hammerlock and a rest hold in his matches.
Old man yelling at the clouds.
But
again.
Lee, I don't want to go to people. Like, I do this show with you, wrestling podcast, and I don't want to go, it's like, this is what I do. This is what I cover. Right. I don't want to talk about, a guy holding a fire extinguisher to himself. I don't want to talk about a cloning machine. I don't want to talk about smoke. No. I don't want to talk about all this stuff.
Well, you weren't entertained.
I was not entertained.
And that's the bottom line. Neither was I. And again, like you said, like if somebody walked in, and the palatial estate, sometimes people walk in.
Yep.
Like I want them to walk in when Will Ospreay's wrestling Bryan Danielson.
Yep.
I don't want them to walk in with anything that was going on, not only in this match, but most of the card, but especially in that match. Like you're embarrassed. I'm embarrassed.
Yep.
That we're talking about it for this long.
I know. And the cherry on top of it all, Lee.
There's more.
The cherry on top. Pinfall happens.
Yep.
Michael Cole commentary goes up and he said,
"Oh yeah, this is great. This is good.
I just got a text from my buddy watching the show, and he said, 'This is wrestling.'"
Michael, shout out, "This is wrestling." Let's go, Michael Cole. I didn't realize he listened to the podcast.
Well, with all the stuff that I've said about Michael Cole, I am shocked that he would listen in. So it certainly took me aback.
Zach, I just got a text from my buddy, and he said, "This is wrestling."
Yep.
Like, other than it being a perfect soundbite for the show now going forward in every show we ever do.
And I know you told me to grab that soundbite, but Lee, that would require me going back to the Backlash show, finding that specific clip, specifically in the Danhausen match.
Yeah.
And then having to go, scrub through and then get that audio clip.
Right. But that's your job for our audience, to be able to provide them with some of the things that are necessary for the show.
Yep.
And Zach, I just got a text from my buddy, and he said, "This is wrestling." Nothing else to be said. This was one of, I'm trying to think of something I'd be more embarrassed to show somebody that was a non-wrestling fan than this. And I don't care whether I'm old man yelling at the clouds, and I don't care whether if you were entertained by this, and if you're listening to this and you were like fully engulfed and entertained by what happened, then okay. Like, I don't know that it's an argument. It's just, okay, then you were.
Yep.
I wasn't. Zach wasn't.
To say the least.
I was embarrassed.
So I
picture AEW doing something like this, and how embarrassed I would be to then say, no, I'm telling you, this is a good product.
I know.
If they did something
if you try to sell this, that's the thing. If you implemented this, and I know promotions are different, right? But even in mystery wrestling, I don't think you would get this over with this in mystery wrestling. I really don't.
Right.
And
mystery wrestling is for those who don't know, is a comedic look at the world of professional wrestling.
Yes. And even then, I know the guys there, and I've been backstage to their shows and all that. I know the guys, so I know they're putting in, but I'm confident they would not do something like this on their shows.
MVB says, "I'm glad I was busy putting my 8-year-old to sleep."
There you go.
Honestly, I'm telling you, I'm not even kidding. That time would have been way more valuable. And he says, for most of tonight's broadcast, so I can fast forward through commercials.
Yeah, we'll talk about that too.
But I don't even know that I'm exaggerating when I say I probably enjoyed the commercials more than this match.
Yeah.
This is one of the all-time. I just don't ever want to see or talk about it or show anybody again. And I am one that has, at least on this program, stuck up for, I find Danhausen in his short bursts on Raw or SmackDown, I find him one of the most entertaining parts, if not the most entertaining part of the show.
Yeah, the Backlash promo that he did on social media was funny. We continue to quote it.
Yeah, it's funny.
It's funny. And I said, in short bursts, he's funny, but it's clearly being exposed that once he gets into the ring and they have to expand out and you give them WWE creative to work with, for some reason, Paul Levesque is a big fan of these little people. And he's like, I need to incorporate this into the act. And I don't get it. If you were to have told me that Vince McMahon is back, I would believe you.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
But this is wrestling, Lee. So clearly I am, out of touch. I have,
but this is how they started their 3-match. If you paid your $30 and now it's $10 a match. If you're a wrestling fan, did you get your $10 worth in this match?
I don't know. Here's the thing, Lee. I think if you're the WWE fan, I think you would have found some entertainment in that. I really do. I think we might be the outliers. I really do.
That can't be.
I know. I do think we are the outliers.
I was thinking all night about if you had like paid whatever you paid to go to Tampa to watch this card. Like there would have been a thought for me, like a small thought, but like a thought, like if I went to, I have family down in Florida, probably about a 3-hour drive to Tampa. Like a 3-hour drive in like beautiful drive, Florida, beautiful city in Tampa, and go to a PLE, a pay-per-view. I wouldn't have paid what people pay in tickets, but like if I got a cheap ticket, maybe go out and do something afterwards. Like, oh, okay. I can't even imagine what people are thinking after paying for this. Like 5 matches, 3 on the pay-per-view card. It is so mind-boggling.
Yeah.
But
that started the paid portion if you're in the US.
All right, let's move on to match number 2 on the pay-per-view portion. Match number 4 on the night, Io Sky and Asuka. This felt like it could have been another match on Monday Night Raw.
Yep.
I guess if not for the end. Yeah. So Io Sky beats Asuka.
Yeah.
What did you think of this match?
It was not a bad match.
Pretend I'm here again. I'm just gonna go.
Sounds good.
My throat's a little sore, and
a little
Zach,
sore.
Quite frankly, I'm not happy. And
no,
I understand. Go get another drink.
No, fair enough. I will carry the broadcast here. Yeah, no, I thought it was another match. It was not a bad match. I think these two, there clearly is some chemistry here. I think the thing that I have, and I've said it in the last couple times, that we've gotten a chance to review Asuka in her matches, where I think she's at the stage of her career, very much in the back half of her career. I don't think this is the peak Asuka you see from 2017 onwards to, let's say, into the pandemic, 2021, 2022. So I don't think this is the prime Asuka anymore. I think this is clearly, again, back half of the career of Asuka. And Io Sky is somebody that I think is a high-level wrestler. Very much happy that, she's bringing it in this promotion. But I look at this match and, again, wasn't technically bad. I didn't come away like that was a bad match.
Right.
I thought it was, I thought there were some good moments here, but it was a very, like, if you were to put a star rating to it, and some people might roll their eyes on it, but it's the only way I can give proper context. This was a 3.25 star match. Like, not bad, not great. It's one of those things that if it was an extensive card with better matches on it, this would be a nice little match in between. But
just another match.
Yeah.
Like, not a horrible match.
Yeah.
But just another match.
And I was a little concerned for them because right from the jump, you had the "We Want Kyrie" chants.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I don't blame the WWE audience for chanting that, because we saw what happened with R-Truth, and they gave R-Truth back. And obviously we see the money-making run he's on, and he's, catapulting a new era of WWE. But, they were able to bring R-Truth back. And so the fan base thinks, oh, if we use our voices loud enough and we make it known that we want a certain person back and we don't like that you cut this person, they're going to find a way to bring them back. And there were fans that were really adamant to try and bring Kairi Sane back because she had to finish her story, which is a lower level story on Monday Night Raw. They felt they had to fly her back from Japan to get it to Tampa, and they felt the need for that. So I don't blame the WWE audience for thinking that if they chant loud enough, she would show up, and then there would be some sort of a conclusion to the story. But what have we been saying the last couple of weeks about TKO, Lee?
They don't care.
They don't care.
They don't care.
They don't care. So they went out there. They had a match. Now, we didn't see the post beforehand from Asuka that's now been going around. We didn't see that post beforehand. So we weren't really as moved about the ending when it happened,
right?
Because they did the handshake, they did the crying stuff, and I really didn't feel too much from it. But we then found out later on that, Asuka was teasing this was a potential retirement for her. She's, this might be her last match.
Right.
And so it changes it a little bit, where it's like, okay, this is like one of the last matches, if not the last match, and it's against a high level opponent like Io Sky. And, you know,
They cried at the end. They hugged.
I understood it a little bit more once we got that context. But even then, like, if you're somebody that's not on social media all the time, there was no explanation of it on commentary.
None.
There was nothing. So I was just looking at this like, I don't understand the emotions here, and raising the hand. And it's like, it'd be one thing if it was, it wasn't exactly, wasn't exactly Manami Toyota out there wrestling against Jaguar Yokota.
Right.
So obviously, as everybody knows. So, it wasn't high level of a match. It wasn't, watching Akira Hokuto out there. So
got 3 in.
Yeah, I got 3 in. It's not exactly Bull Nakano. So, it wasn't that high level of match. I thought it was a solid enough match, but they felt the emotions, and if that is the final match, I think it's a good run for Asuka. I think she went way better, especially for talent from Japan, how you usually see in WWE, the most successful, Japanese talent to ever go to WWE and succeed.
Yeah.
I think that's very easy to say.
Yeah.
And this is a company that had Genichiro Tenryu on their roster. And Shinsuke Nakamura at his peak. So I think that says a lot that they were able to get a lot out of Asuka. So, So again, it really didn't. It was a bang average match for me. Nothing too crazy. Maybe with some good stuff. Again, not bad, but
yeah, it's just it wasn't bad, but it was just another match.
Yep.
And it didn't feel to me like if you only have 3 matches on your pay-per-view card, they're going to be 3 of the best matches ever because you only have 3 matches on a pay-per-view card.
Yeah.
So, like, if this is one of the 12 on an AEW card, it's a good match.
Yep.
But if it's one of 3, it's like it needs to be better than just an okay match that could be on Monday Night Raw. It has to be better than that.
Yep.
Does it not?
I feel like it has to. So
do I.
But again, I think there is a level within the WWE fan base that is satisfactory with this because they got to see their stars wrestle for one last time, potentially.
Okay. Would you say that I've been reserved so far?
Maybe a little bits of the Danhausen stuff is broken through, but otherwise I think, you haven't been like me in the case where I'm just blowing my gasket again.
No, and there's been times where I've gotten mad in previous shows for sure. And I've tried to keep an even keel here. And we're an hour.
My changed man gimmick just lasted 1 episode into this review.
Yeah, which is cool because quite honestly, we don't need changed Zach McGibbon.
It's like Devon changing his gimmick after the Dudley Boys and bringing in Dave Bautista for that gimmick too.
Yeah, we just need good old regular Zach. Because good old regular Zach's pretty good Zach, We don't need change, man.
I will take on the old Mike Sanders gimmick and be above average Zach McGibbon.
I actually liked Mike Sanders.
Yeah, I like Mike Sanders too.
And it was like, why didn't they do more with him? And he was kind of getting a little bit of a push. I'm like, okay, here we go. I like Mike Sanders. And then nothing. Okay. So I've been reserved. We're an hour 13 in. And this is where I probably don't get reserved. So John Cena comes out. And we know there's a big announcement, Zach. Big announcement.
The landscape of WWE will be forever changed.
Mm-hmm. I'll give him one thing. I always try and start with positive. I didn't see it coming.
I didn't see it coming either.
Okay. So did they get us on something that we didn't see coming? It was this actual surprise. Yeah, I think we did.
I think for sure we did that.
However, John Cena comes out and blah, 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 December, and I was there, and it was awesome, and it was just so great, and the feeling of being, like, I just remember it so well, and the feeling of December, that night, just it was so different. The magical, guys like Obafemi and Javon Evans. And, all the, I was there and NXT was going, the NXT guys were going up and Sol Ruka were going up against the WWE guys. And I wanted that on my last night.
Yep.
But now we can have it again. How do we have it again? John, tell us. Well, Zach, we have created a new tournament. And when he said that, I'm like, oh my God, it's going to be like the Continental Cup. They're doing something to go against AEW in the Continental Cup. But no.
That's what I was thinking too.
Nope.
Or some sort of tournament like King of the Ring or something like that.
So the John Cena Classic. Imagine having to go out there and tell people that the tournament is going to be named after you. Like, not somebody else is going to do that.
Yeah.
Because you were so good.
Yeah.
You are going to have to announce it yourself. Like, I'm going to come out and then on the show, the Lever Sage Classic.
Yeah.
You're not going to announce that.
Nope.
I am.
No.
Okay.
Usually you have that for people that passed away.
Right.
But he's living, so he's able to make that announcement.
Yeah, which is good. So what's the John Cena Classic? Well, the good news, Zach, is with the John Cena Classic, we got a new belt coming.
Get fired up.
So, look, and I know if you're a pro WWE fan, you're asking about maybe the Continental Championship. You're asking about the International Championship in AEW. You're asking about the National Championship. Are there too many belts?
Yes.
There are. So no argument here. But they're creating a new championship belt for the John Cena Classic, which I'm assuming is going to something is going to be like the John Cena Classic Championship. Like John Cena's name is now going to be on the belt. I'm guessing. So Zach, this isn't even the best part. Like you would think that John Cena coming out to announce that he's got a tournament named after him and a belt that's also named after him. That I was going to say the winner, but
we'll talk about that. Yes.
Oh my God, sorry, Freudian slip on my part.
Whoops. How dare you think there'd be a winner in pro wrestling?
Yeah, so somebody is going to win the John Cena Championship at the John Cena Classic, and John Cena's here to announce it all. What is the John Cena Classic? What is it going to be about? So it's going to be one night, a PLE, and it's going to be NXT stars against WWE stars. Okay, that's like
not bad.
Yeah,
that's kind of cool.
You're gonna have some of the WWE guys go over and not put over the talent. The guys that don't put over anybody will still not put over anybody.
Right.
And then some of the people who have a conscience are going to put some of the stars of tomorrow over. Okay. Not a bad idea. I mean, I don't love the John Cena Classic and the John Cena Championship belt and all the things John Cena, but okay. Not a bad concept.
Then he explained it a little bit more.
Until. Like, folks, if you have not heard this, or maybe even if you have and you were confused, sit down for this.
Yeah.
Like, honestly.
I know I'm seated.
So they're going to have a night where NXT stars go up against WWE stars in the John Cena Classic for the John Cena Championship belt, but it is not a tournament. What it is just a bunch of matches. And in those matches, because Zach, you don't have any power. Until now. Because Zach, you as the fan get to vote on what match you think is best. And not only do you vote for the match, but you vote for the wrestler in the match, not the winner, the wrestler. And at the end of the night, after all 5 matches have taken place
Yes.
on their PLE,
3 on the paid portion.
however many matches, it might be more than 5.
Yeah.
Let's say there's 8. There's going to be 8 matches. The fans get to vote on which performance they thought was the best performance of the evening. And when that vote comes in, so on the first match of the night, I mean, we would never headline anything. So it's Lever Sage against Zach McGibbon.
Curtain jerking over here.
And then, I just saw the Triple H and Edge promo that they had where they're going back and forth, and Triple H is saying, like, go back with all the other curtain jerkers, and then Edge is like, yeah, like, at least I won my WrestleMania match, and they're going back and forth. It just reminds me of that. But so you and I go out there first, and maybe, just maybe, we steal the show. And of all 8 matches, we're the best match. Well, the fans get to vote, and they say, you know what? That freaking coward Versage, he was good. Like, I hate that guy, but he was good tonight. But he wasn't as good as old, like, plain old Zach. Like, Zach McGibbon, changed man. No. Back to plain old Zach. He was awesome.
Yeah. Like the Renegade.
So in match number 1 of the night, Zach McGibbon, unfortunately, came up on the short end of the stick against Versage, because he always does. Okay?
Wasn't able to get enough pull, but the creative team, brother.
No. So I might have had my feet on the ropes. I might have, like, you know, a hand on the rope. I might have kicked your leg off of the ropes on the third count.
Kick my leg out of my leg.
But I won. But that doesn't mean, Zach, that I won.
No.
Because winning the match means nothing. So the fans could vote, like, let's, it's Lever Sage, Zach McGibbon, and then there's, I was trying to think of a good example of, let's say, like Asuka and Sky for tonight, or Roman Reigns and CM Punk in the main event of WrestleMania, or some other big matches, and they're like, oh, Roman Reigns, CM Punk, that was good.
Yeah,
but Versage and McGibbon, that was a bit better. And I know Versage won. He cheated. McGibbon was awesome. And at the end of the night, the fans vote, and you, Zach, could walk away with the John Cena Championship in the John Cena Classic with the John Cena belt. And everyone will see you as the champion of the night, losing in the first match.
Correct.
What the hell are we doing? What are we doing? No, like, seriously, what the f are we doing? So we have a whole goddamn night, and I'm supposed to sit here and watch this. And I mean, first of all, it's a fan vote.
Yes.
We are supposed to trust the WWE,
because they would never work voting results, ever.
So the promotion that is a work, wrestling's a work. They're going to take your live votes and they're going to tally them up. And you know what? Hold on for the results after the main event, because we haven't tallied all the votes yet. And now there's a glitch. So just hang on 5 minutes.
That's right. You got to make sure that, we're tabulating correctly, get the tabulators out.
Ryan Seacrest is going to come out. I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you. Ryan Seacrest is going to come out. Tom, dim the lights. Here we go. And they're going to read the results.
Yeah.
And all the wrestlers are going to be in the ring. Like a bloodied CM Punk.
Yep.
After Roman Reigns has beat the crap out of him. He's going to stand up, and then they're all going to stand there. And they're all going to look down and go, and the winner of the John Cena Classic is, and you know how long that pause is going to be, before they show every single person.
The crowd will go, oh.
Zach McGibbon! And all of a sudden, you're going to win the John Cena Championship belt.
Yep.
And the winner of the John Cena Classic with the championship belt as the loser in the first match. Zach, where the hell have we got? Like, I don't even care about the mini Danhausens anymore. Like, well, what are we doing? And then the WWE's going to put it out. Like, don't worry. Just you vote. It's going to cost you money to vote, of course.
Absolutely. You know what's going to happen? You have to subscribe to Club WWE to vote. That's what's going to happen. I'm telling you, it's going to happen. You got to subscribe to Club WWE so you can get access to the voting polls, so you can take part in the John Cena Classic voting. That's going to happen. I'm telling you. You'll be sitting there in the private lounge with all the other WWE fans celebrating your 25% off tickets for your Monday Night Raw in your area.
Zach, I said I wouldn't love if this were a draft.
Yeah.
Like if they were going to announce that there's going to be a draft.
Yeah.
I
want a draft?
I would take a draft.
Yeah.
Like
I sold you on the Mel Kiper idea, didn't you?
Zach, what are we doing? So they're going to know almost no matter what who's going to win this whole event beforehand. And that's what wrestling is. They know who's going to win. But like they're going to know no matter like what people vote, it won't matter. They'll tell people it matters. They'll take their money, but it will not matter.
Yep.
And if it happens to be somebody else that goes out there and like steals the show and has this unbelievable match that even the WWE can't go, like, we need to pivot.
Yep.
They're just going to stick a championship belt on this person who might have lost. And then what, Zach? What happens next? Is that belt defended? Or do you wait a year?
We don't know.
To get back. What?
We don't know. They might carry it around and be like, look, I'm the person the fans want. Thank you to the Club WWE members that voted for me as your champion of the John Cena Classic. Working the fans, brother.
Zach, I know I've said this before.
Yeah.
But when I have to sit through this event and come on here after the event, that might be it for me. Like that. Like as far as WWE is concerned,
I do find it hilarious. It's not the mini Danhausens and the cloning machine.
No, it is, but I still come back because we all love professional wrestling and we all have hope, and it's the hope that's going to kill you. The Ted Lasso, like
it's why we're 300 and I think now 78 episodes in to this show, not including our bonus audio, and we are still here. Because somebody
7 years.
Yeah, 7 years. 2019 was the first episode. So
like,
7 years.
So like it's the hope that kills you.
Yep.
But it might not kill me. Or it might like absolutely put a stake through me. And that might be it.
Yeah.
After I have to watch this. Because I just don't even know one redeeming quality. I'm so embarrassed for John Cena. Like,
yeah, he goes out there, is like, hopefully this works. His own concept.
He said it's supposed to be the John Cena Classic with the John Cena belts.
Yes.
On a John Cena night that somebody's going to go out there and out hustle and outperform everybody on that one night. And that could be you. And they're going to be the John Cena champion. And John Cena tonight said, man, I hope this works. What the fuck are we doing? What are we doing? Like, what? So say, who would you give the belt to tonight? We haven't even got to the main event yet.
Yeah, we haven't got to
Who would you give that title to if tonight was the John Cena Classic?
Oh. I'm being partially serious when I say this, Lee.
What do you mean partially? What does that mean? Like, who are you giving the belt to?
Because, I mean, in terms of hardest worker and clearly somebody that wanted to make a name for themselves, despite this match being everything I hate about pro wrestling, the mini Danhausen guy was pretty good.
He wasn't bad.
He was not bad.
For what he was asked to
he
do?
He took a bunch of bumps.
For what that man was asked to do?
Yeah, setting up the Danhausen hot tag like he's Ricky Morton in 1985. He was not bad. He did some cool spots.
So
he put the belt on him.
So now they're gonna have a whole night dedicated to this, and this might be your champion. And then
Belt's
what?
Too big for him, and he's got to drag it around.
And then what?
Then I don't know. Maybe he's got to hold on to it. Maybe he'll defend it at the Undertaker's promotion. I don't know.
John Cena saying himself, "I hope this works," translates to, "I know this is going to fail.
This is dumb."
Like, I actually don't know one redeeming quality out of this other than they're going to gouge people for more money, whether it's through Club WWE and the voting, or just the fact that you have to pay to vote when your vote will not matter through your own texting or your own whatever it is.
Yep. And where you will be charged for every text you send into WWE, because that's how they operate.
Right.
You will be charged for it.
Yep. Zach, like, is this the bottom of the barrel?
Certainly feels like it. This is not great.
This is the bottom of the barrel. Like, I'm so embarrassed for John Cena. Not that he did anything wrong. They are literally using John Cena as this propaganda, do whatever TKO wants, and he's such a good company guy that he goes out there.
Sometimes too good.
Well, this is the case.
Yeah.
Where he goes out there and he's going to have a whole night named after him on a yearly basis, the John Cena Classic, that if it were some sort of Continental Cup or King of the Ring or whatever it is, and they wanted to rename it, like, okay.
Yeah.
Like,
or even if it was just like, so initially when he was announcing it, I was thinking that this was kind of him alluding to, you know, him booking a show himself about guys he wants to see from NXT getting the call up.
I agree.
Which would be way more interesting. Because number one, I don't have to deal with Triple H booking, which, you know, that's a big thumbs up, especially after this show.
Yeah.
And number two, it's like, okay, something different. And you get the NXT guys. And this is something that John Cena has been, you know, preaching about. And so that would be interesting if it's like, okay, how does John Cena view these guys? Because this is one of the biggest, you know, stars in the world. Mm-hmm. And it's like, how does he approach, you know, matches, and how does he approach, you know, booking a card? But no, then he talked a little bit further and he explained it a little bit more. And I was like, oh no, this is like, why even bother with wins and losses at this point?
The best of today against the best of tomorrow for a brand new championship where wins and losses do not matter. And the fans will vote on who they think is the best performance of the night. And it's literally like if we did a hockey game and we were picking the 3 stars and then we picked the hardest worker.
Yep.
And that person's going to walk away with the John Cena championship.
Yep.
On John Cena Classic night. And then I guess just not defend it for a year, because how do you even defend that belt?
Maybe it'll be a political style where he or she has to campaign on why they should still have the championship. Gotta go to these different territories and whatnot.
But like, I know I'm trying to put logic into an illogical situation.
Yes.
But seriously, let's say tonight Mini Danhausen wins, or I mean, they would never let that happen.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you had a night like tonight, like who would win it. My vote probably would go to
John John Cena for trying to get this announcement over.
Yeah, maybe.
He puts the belt on himself.
Maybe.
You know what? That would be funny. And it's all for me, brother.
Yeah, I could like. But here's maybe a bad example, but maybe Roman Reigns would win it tonight.
Yep. We'll talk about that main event too.
I know, but like, so what? So Roman Reigns is the world heavyweight champion, but then he's just going to win the John Cena Classic.
Got the 2 belts out there,
and then never defend that belt.
Yep. Just trinket.
And the other thing too is that, look, they do some stuff in other sports a little bit like I'm a big NASCAR guy.
Yep.
So in the NASCAR All-Star race, they have a couple of qualifying events before they have the race. So they have that night they have 2 qualifiers.
Yep.
And then the All-Star race.
Yep.
But they have a fan vote of if for some reason, like, I don't know, like right now, Chase Elliott's probably the most popular guy.
Mm-hmm.
So if somehow he crashes in the qualifier or doesn't qualify for the actual All-Star race, there's a way to vote the people's favorite in.
Yeah, it's so stupid. I think I understand their thought process going in, like, but when you just think about it more and more, and you're like, again, it's like what you said: wins and losses don't matter at the end of this whole thing. Like,
not at all.
Not one bit. And this is something that I think WWE has been trying to strive for over the last little bit, is to try and find something where the wins and losses don't matter and the fans can get involved.
Yeah.
And they just want to tell their stories. And, you know, we who knows with this, like, you know, how this show will look and who's going to be involved. And
they don't know.
They don't know. And here's my cynical view of it. This is kind of a vehicle with everything we've seen with the cuts from WWE to elevate their NXT guys quicker, so that it's a way to showcase them so that they don't have to pay these expensive salaries for these higher ranked talent that's not Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes, CM Punk. And they can introduce them into the roster. And this is a way to get the people to kind of look at them and say,
you're never going to see a main star in the WWE win this night.
No,
never.
Nope.
And no matter if they have the best performance or not, it's not going to matter.
Nope.
They are going to use it as a vehicle to get somebody over quickly.
Yep. That's the whole thing about this. So it's, that's the John Cena Classic. Even Cena's not very confident in this idea, which is always a great sign.
You can tell.
Yeah. And he was in full on worker mode in his promo. He was like, I love being here. It gets me emotional. You know, seeing
he even
fans
pretend to like well up.
Yeah. He's like, oh, this is, I was just watching this like, John, just get to the announcement. And then it was the John Cena Classic, obviously.
No wonder he's trying to get himself like into the announcement enough that he's trying to well himself up to be able to do that. So.
Yeah. So that's the John Cena Classic. Get fired up. Get locked in. Get your phones out. Get tabulating and get ready for your Cyber Sunday mixed with NXT. Mixed with John Cena.
I should have waited for this at the end because I'm like, this could be my breaking point. It really, really, like, I'm honestly saying that.
Yep.
That I don't know how to review that and like watch that and even pretend to enjoy something that is so much propaganda and like literally you're lying to me and everybody else watching. And you might even be lying to the athletes themselves, thinking that they can go out and if they do have the best performance, they can win this championship. They can win this night when they have no chance to be able to really do that. Like, this is propaganda at its finest. And that's not what I enjoy about professional wrestling.
No.
So this is going to be a really tough one for me to get past. I'll give it a chance. I will give it a chance, but I don't know that, like, having a night where it doesn't matter who wins or loses, that means nothing. And then pretending that somebody performed really well when they probably didn't perform. Like they're probably not the person who had the best performance of the night.
We know how people are when there's something that they could go a goofy route. They named a boat Bodie McBoatface when it was put up to a poll. You think they're going to take this voting seriously?
Yeah, they're not.
So it's like, I just like, but now Bodie McBoatface is funny, but you get the point. It's like, that's the John Cena classic. I don't have much other thoughts on it. It's just a crazy.
It's literally insane.
Yeah.
For anybody to take seriously that we're supposed to believe them at their word, that they're just going to put out all these young stars and maybe one of these young bucks on the men's or women's side can have the night of their life and walk away with the John Cena classic. Yeah. It's just a bunch of crap.
Yeah.
Even John Cena didn't believe it.
Yeah.
When he said it. It's just this might be one of the things that I won't be able to get past, but
we'll see.
We'll get past it on this show to get to the main event.
Yep.
Where babyface Jacob Fatu came into the match, babyface Jacob Fatu, into somewhat heel Roman Reigns for the World Heavyweight Championship. The storyline of the Tongan death grip.
Yeah.
Zach.
So there's a lot to talk about.
There really, really is.
Yes.
But Roman Reigns able to defend the World Heavyweight Championship and defeat Jacob Fatu. But there's a lot to talk about. Okay. So Roman Reigns wins, but let's talk about I'll start with the positive. Do you remember the WrestleMania review where I talked about the positive of the Vision?
Yes. Where they look like a star.
Yes.
The people that were trained for television.
Right.
Look like television stars.
That were tag team champions looked like
tag team champions. Yes. Very meeting a basic level analysis. Yes.
But they did. The WWE better not have taken a dime away from Roman Reigns in all these cuts and people taking, pay cuts to stay with the company and all this stuff that we're hearing. He's a star. And when he walks out, it at least feels like, okay, like we finally got a little bit of life back in it because there's a star out in the main event.
Yep.
I don't know that I have a ton of other positives, but Roman Reigns is the champion, should be the champion, look like a star again. And he looks like $1 million when he comes out.
Yep.
And then
he looks like he gives a damn.
Yep.
And so many times we're kind of in an era of pro wrestling right now where guys are like, look, I know you don't think this is real. I'm in on this with you.
Right.
And I don't like that. Like, some of the best eras of wrestling is when these guys take themselves seriously.
Yes.
You think Ric Flair's going wink, wink, nudge, nudge? Look, guys, I don't know. This is really like they're not doing.
My shoes don't cost more than your house.
Yeah, no. It's what made those promos great is that they were so serious about it. You're like, he is.
You totally believe him.
Yeah, you believe him.
You're like, I didn't pay that much for my house back in 1987. I didn't pay that much for my house, and maybe those pair of shoes are.
So if you don't believe, why should I believe? That's the big thing.
Yep.
And that's a big problem right now in pro wrestling is because there's a little bit, and this might strike a nerve with some people, but there's a bit of an insecurity with some of the wrestlers that they are pro wrestlers.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Because pro wrestling has this sort of, stink to it, for lack of a better term, right? If you were to go out there to some people say you're a pro wrestling fan, they're like, oh, pro wrestling, why would you, but because of that,
you had a little Bobby Finn in there.
Oh, there you go. Yes.
No. Why would you think? It's how do you spell this word? It's laid. Well, how do you spell it with a P? played? No.
No.
Why would you think?
Why would you think
it's because there's a P.
No.
It's because there's a P in front of it. It's plaid.
It's such a great account.
Like it's the best. Bobby Finn. Anyway, sorry, yeah, a little Bobby Finn.
But yes, there's a little bit of that in pro wrestling right now where they're kind of wink, wink, nudge, nudging. Like we know we know this isn't,
right.
So why do I care? Why should I care?
Yeah.
And then so it's nice to see with Roman.
And so just say, like, another great example is MJF.
Yes. Like
MJF carries himself like I'm a pro wrestler.
Yep.
And I am better than you. Now, like, yeah, he does movies and everything, but like, you believe him.
Yep.
That he takes it seriously.
Yep.
I totally believe him.
Yep.
Roman Reigns, same thing.
If you want to stay in the WWE route, Cody Rhodes as well, I would say
100%.
There was a time CM Punk, I still think with CM Punk, he carries himself in a certain way. He might be a massive hypocrite, but you still feel like
Sorry, I'm confused at the might word.
He is a massive hypocrite, but when I watch him, like, that guy believes he's a pro wrestler.
Yep.
He takes it seriously.
Cody's a good example.
Cody, like just purely looking at WWE. Even to an extent with Jacob Fatu, I feel like he does take that seriously.
Yep.
But obviously there's levels to it, right? We're obviously using the top guys. So all that to say, it is nice when the main event guy, the guy that's being pushed, takes this seriously and says, yes, I am a pro wrestler, so what?
Right.
And so, and you're kind of drawn into that. Because again, I feel like there's a lot of times right now in pro wrestling, just in general, there are people out there like, I'll say a specific name. I felt that way about Ethan Page for the longest time. Like, I think you're very good, but sometimes I feel like you think that this is beneath you sometimes. And I really like Ethan Page.
Right.
But I just got that feeling. It's like, oh, if you just like carried yourself in a certain way, I think you'd do better. And I think he's starting to learn that more as he's in WWE, where he carries himself a little bit better. I still think there's still a little bit of that in there, but it's getting
probably because it wasn't great at the beginning.
Yep.
That there's some way to go, but you're right. I think that's changed for him, and he's become one of the guys that I really want to watch when he's out there.
Yeah. So I will say that is a positive. In terms of everything else in this match. So look, was it a bad match? No, I don't think this was a bad match. It's a great qualifier when I have to go out there and say, look, it wasn't bad, but that's been a lot of these WWE PLEs. It wasn't bad, but there's things that just kind of aggravate me. And in this case, you have introduced this Tongan death grip storyline, right? You just introduced this.
Yes.
This could have had so much more impact if you had your 15,000 writers and your 10,000 agents and all the people that are employed back there to say, you know what? We want to introduce this move for Jacob Fatu. We have an idea for him to face off against Roman Reigns at some point. And so we're going to establish this move. It's the easiest story to get over in pro wrestling. This guy has a move and he beats everybody with this move. And he's been doing it for months and months and months. But now he's finally going to face off against one of the top, if not the top guy in pro wrestling. And people are going to find out, what does this move take out the top guy in pro wrestling?
And they had the storyline, which kind of makes sense if you did it the way you're talking about, that it's kind of this outlawed, you don't use this against the family.
Right.
So if he did it for months leading up to their match, but it became this thing, it's like, yeah, you don't do that
to us. You do that to your opponents, but not us.
But not us.
Yes.
And so would he actually use it in a match against Roman Reigns? It's just so simple.
It's simple storytelling, right? It's so simple, but yet they overthink it all the time, and they know that it's like, oh, we got to find something to fill in for this feud. All right, let's introduce this as part of the storyline.
Yeah.
So it's like, so you have that, and so they introduce in the storyline, it takes out Roman Reigns, and so now they're incorporated into the match. Lee, it'd be something if it was only used once, and Roman was able to get out of it. But here's what they did in this match. They did it multiple times.
Yeah, they did.
They did. And it's like, oh, it's locked in. Is he gonna, this is the Tongan death grip. This is a banned move for within the family. You shouldn't be doing it on other family members and blah, 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 blah. And it's like, oh my God. And the arm raises up And then the arm is
Well,
like,
at least the first time they did the arm raised up.
Yep.
The second time he does it outside the ring, or actually no, the first time he did it outside the ring, and he had to let it go because he had to get back in the ring.
Yep. So you would still protect it, right?
The second time they did it outside the ring, and Michael Cole didn't even have it out of his mouth, and he let it go. He's like, "Is Roman fading?" And he let it go. It's like, of course he's not fading. He had it on for like 1 second.
Yep.
Why?
Yeah.
Anyway.
So it was broken out of twice, right?
Yeah.
At least with the first one, you could make the excuse, similar to what we were talking about with the one-winged angel and MJF kicking out of it.
Yeah.
Because you could make the excuse that he never fully got the shoulders up or anything like that. But the second time he got out of it, if I recall.
Yeah, just like right away.
Yeah. And so it's like, okay, well, that just kills off the move.
Everything.
But then these why is this so hard? So they don't want Jacob Fatu to win,
Right.
but they want him to still look strong.
Oh, okay.
I feel like I've heard this on a podcast somewhere involving Roman Reigns. It might have involved a guy named Colt Cabana, where CM Punk went out there. It's like, well, you want this guy to be really strong, but I beat him. How about he beats me? This might have been mentioned on a podcast. Oh, I don't know, 10 years ago involving Roman Reigns, but they don't learn their lessons. And so they want to keep Jacob Fatu strong, but they don't want him to beat Roman Reigns because
Right.
God forbid, we got to protect him for this World Heavyweight Championship, this prestigious title that's been prestigious for about a month.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and so they try to get their cake and eat it too with the finish. So Roman Reigns hits a spear and then pins him, right?
Yeah, it was about the fourth spear that he hit
Yes.
during the match, but yes.
He pins him, so he wins.
Mm.
And so you're like, oh, he just took him out and blah, 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 right? But then you see the aftermath and Roman's laying down and he's out. And Jacob Fatu's crawling up on the ropes.
Jacob Fatu got up fairly quickly after being pinned for the World Heavyweight Championship.
Yes.
In the match that he needed. He didn't want the match. He needed the title.
Yes.
So then he got pinned.
He is mad at Roman because he was broke on the indies. They mentioned Game Changer Wrestling and House of Glory on the introduction for Jacob Fatu. So Roman beats him, but he's laid out cold, and Jacob Fatu, he's mad. And so he comes in, and it's the classic getting your heat back because we need to have Roman for the next pay-per-view PLE in Italy. So he gets his heat back. He puts the referee, does the Samoan drop or whatever.
Yeah.
And then he goes in, and locks in the Tongan death grip, which has already been established in the match that Roman could break out of. So it negates the feeling thing. So it kills off that finish.
Right.
And then all of the agents start running in. The general manager, I saw Jamie Noble was out there. Jason Jordan, Shane Helms took a bump.
Adam Pearce got thrown out of the ring.
Pierce got thrown out of the ring because they're trying to break it up. And they're trying to make it look like this guy is this unbelievable threat.
Yeah.
And I'm like, guys, you know what would make him this unbelievable threat and make it interesting? Lever Sage, I see your hand is raised. I'll give you the floor here.
Winning?
If he beats the guy, wouldn't it be 1,000 times more interesting if, I don't know.
I got it right.
You establish this finisher of the Tongan death grip and Roman gets, out cold from it. And you're like, oh my God, the World Heavyweight Championship has changed to Jacob Fatu. And then you have Jacob Fatu continue to beat him up. And the officials going in. It's like, oh my God, this is the World Heavyweight Champion. He's out of control. Can Roman beat him? And you could set up the next PLE. Doesn't even have to be a long title reign, Lee. You could have established this as oh my gosh, that makes it way more interesting. But no, they play it so safe in this company. So Roman Reigns, he has to have his win, but you also want to have the heel heat back on Jacob Fatu,
Right.
which leads back to the whole thing of if you don't want each guy to lose, why would you book the match? Why is this so hard? Is it really going to be life or death if Roman loses the belt? Is it real? He held it for a month. This is not year 3 of the title reign. He won it a month ago.
Imagine Fatu going on Monday Night Raw and the Usos were warning him
Yes.
that you're going into a different world, and then he goes back to them and goes, no, this is my world.
Yeah.
And now he like organizes a hit on them too.
Yeah.
Like,
wouldn't it be much more impactful with the way that they were putting up the Tongan death grip that he had to use it to win, and that's the heel tactic. He turned against the family, and he has the championship to show it. It establishes that it's a deadly move, and you're like, oh my God, this Tongan
so if
death
he
grip.
never broke it out in the match until he beat Roman Reigns with it, it would be like, oh my God, he used the move he shouldn't be using to beat his own family member and actually beat Roman Reigns.
Yep. Because he's so mad about it. But again, they just, because there's too many people back there with too many ideas, and it all like mushes together into this crap that I gotta watch on Backlash after I watch my 4 minutes of ads, only to come back to another ad about Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, and they gotta be like, Anthony Hopkins is here. I don't care that Anthony Hopkins is there. I'm not flying to Riyadh. Don't try to sell me on Riyadh. Beautiful Riyadh. Okay, don't sell me on this. Okay, and so you have that. And then all the ads, there's a mug root beer ad. There's a guy dancing in a mug thing that they're cheering.
He hands Wade Barrett and Michael Cole a mug root beer.
Yeah, they were down in the mug root beer. I'm like, what? Stop selling me stuff, please.
And
stop it.
Those ad breaks that say that there's, okay, it's a 4-minute ad break, and they have the time up in the corner. And they tell you we're back in like 3:57. So okay, but like I then get up and I go to the fridge, maybe go to the bathroom, come back, and now I got 30 seconds. I've killed off most of this 4 minutes.
Yep.
I sit down, the clock hits 0, and I get another goddamn movie ad. I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah, there was that D-Day movie that they were promoting. I have a feeling who's going to win that one, Lee, in that movie. But I'm fairly confident on that one. But yeah, I mean, all these ads, and then of course the finish, and I'm like, man.
So one of the other things too is they ended another pay-per-view. If you can just think back, you might have to go back a while.
Yeah.
But if you could just think back to the last time the WWE had a match in a main event on a pay-per-view that they wanted the guy to get their heat back. So they ended the show with the guy getting his heat back after he lost to the champion.
Yeah.
So I don't know how long you have to go back to find that. Do you know?
Oh, how long, Lee? How long do you have to go back for that?
Well, it must be years, right?
Oh, of course.
Because you're establishing the heat.
Yep.
That the
heat.
So that you can sell the next pay-per-view in Italy in another 4 weeks, 5 weeks, whatever it is. Oh no, God, it's not even that long. It's in the same month. My God, it's in 3 weeks.
Yes.
Clash in Italy. Zach, they did it at WrestleMania. Zach, like the last show that they did.
Yeah.
They went off of the air on Saturday night with Randy Orton losing to Cody Rhodes, but then punting him in the head for real.
Yes.
Because he made a mistake, but punted him in the head for real to get his heat back. And did what with it?
Nothing.
Oh, okay. So the very next pay-per-view, they're going to have the guy lose in the main event, but he's going to do something to get his heat back as he stands tall over the champion with the belt. Like Jacob Fatu took a spear, was out of it, lost, and then got up way quicker than Roman Reigns, and then beat the hell out of everyone and went crazy and got his heat back and stood over Roman Reigns with the World Heavyweight Championship as executive producer Paul Levesque name comes up and the credits come up. Oh my God. Oh my God. Like,
how does a team of writers, there's multiple writers in there, multiple. How is there the multiple writers and the multiple agents have so few ideas? Yeah, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna make sure the heel gets his heat back. Imagine if I'm in that room. First of all, I wouldn't last a day in that room.
You have a fairly good resemblance to one of the guys that's on social media that does a great job.
Yes, Elites Wrestling.
Elites Wrestling, and he does the Triple H impersonation. You have a very uncanny resemblance to, instead of, ZG, ZMG.
Yep.
It's RG. Reasonable Guy.
Yep.
You have a very striking resemblance to Reasonable Guy.
I do look like Reasonable Guy
on his account.
Yes.
Because Reasonable Guy, like sometimes he's in the room, the creative room, because that's his whole gimmick, right?
Yep.
Triple H is talking, and he's talking to himself. He's coming up with all these great ideas, and he talks to Michael PSAs, and he talks to like Bruce Pritchard, and sometimes he talks to Paul Heyman, but then sometimes he talks to Reasonable Guy.
Yep.
I think you're like Reasonable Guy. Like you have a very striking resemblance.
I think it's the beard.
But Reasonable Guy, he does very well in those creative meetings because he's, just asks normal questions.
Yeah.
And like, hey guys, what if we just did this? Now they don't listen to him at the end of the day, but I think you as Reasonable Guy would be pretty good in those meetings.
I just don't understand. And the years of the years in the business that is there backstage, not one of them has, as far as I know, has mentioned like, guys, maybe we should protect this Tongan death grip thing that we've introduced in the storyline and make sure that it's protected.
And they just introduced it last week or 2 weeks ago.
Right. I don't understand that. And I don't understand if you're going to introduce something like that. Because honestly, really, like, is it really going to hurt Roman if he loses the belt to Jacob Fatu gets it?
Nope.
Is it really going to hurt him?
Nope.
Again, this is not, at least with the Sami Zayn decision against Roman Reigns, at least with that, even though we said at the time, Sami should have probably won that belt. And as the years go on, he probably should have.
Yep.
Because that was the peak of Sami Zayn.
For sure.
But at least you can make the argument at that time that it was a lengthy title reign and they wanted to continue to have the story of the dominant reign, and so that when Cody eventually beat Roman, you had that story. So at least you could see that counter argument. What's the counter argument here with the World Heavyweight Championship? Honestly, is it really going to be like, this is such a simple story that they could tell, and I think there are elements here that can make it work, but they just overthink it and they try to like validate why their jobs exist,
or they just don't want to piss Roman off.
That too. But I feel like Roman would, I don't know with Roman.
I don't know either, but you wonder if that's the case. If they're just worried about pissing him off and then he walks. Like he's making a lot of money, but he's still on a part-time contract. And is he going to be there in June? Like, doesn't look like it anymore.
Like, it just seems like unless something comes out where Roman's saying, I'm not losing this belt until Mania and it's against these people.
Yeah.
I just don't understand it. So. Backlash.
And I know it's a small thing, but as it went along, there were so many people that were not like at one point, John Cena, when he was out talking in the, building up the NXT stars, like he went back to December and said, you guys got to see Sol Ruka, you got to see Javon Evans. And then he mentioned Obafemi, and the crowd went freaking nuts for Obafemi. And they started chanting his name. They started doing the Obafemi strut. Like John Cena mentioned it a couple of times.
Yep.
So Obafemi, who beat Brock Lesnar, was he unavailable tonight, Zach, in Tampa? Like, was Obafemi too busy?
Well, they reached their 5-match limit, Lee.
Can you tell me one reason why Obafemi would not have been on this card? Like any good reason at all? Because he's been on Raw.
Yep.
So he's not hurt.
Nope.
It's actually insane from their point of view of making money. So like we just introduced this freaking guy, Obafemi, and he beat Brock Lesnar, and he is the hottest thing right now. He's the hottest thing in WWE. Is he not? Like I'm asking.
I would agree. I would agree.
And you decide not to book him on the next PLE, and John Cena comes out and talks about Obafemi, and the whole crowd's chanting his name, and he's not on the card? Why? Like, if I'm like a TKO, and I know TKO doesn't think like me, but if I'm the head of this business, kind of looking in from the outside, It literally is, guys, why you've built up this star. Why is he not on?
Yep.
It's mind-boggling.
Yeah.
That Obafemi was not on this card. But I know Tiffany Stratton was not on this card as the now United States Women's Champion. But what is her finisher?
Best moonsault ever / prettiest moonsault ever.
Right. That's the one where she jumps up like level to level and then does a moonsault from the top rope.
Correct.
Okay. I just wanted to clear that up. Io Sky in the women's division.
Yep.
She was on tonight.
Yep.
She actually beat Asuka.
Yep.
Remind me what her move is?
A moonsault.
Oh, okay. That's her finisher?
Her finisher is a moonsault.
So that's the way she wins.
Correct.
Same as Tiffany Stratton?
Yep.
Okay.
And if you want to throw in as well.
No, I'm getting there.
Okay, sorry.
No, I'm still getting there.
Yep. All right.
Because that was the second last match.
Yep.
But then the last match was Roman Reigns against the challenger in Jacob Fatu.
Correct.
Remind me what Jacob Fatu's finisher is.
Best moonsault ever, where he jumps from the second rope to the top rope.
So exactly like Tiffany Stratton.
Pretty much.
And the match before they had finished with Io Sky's finisher, and that is
a moonsault
from the top rope.
Correct.
So
not the prettiest moonsault ever, but it's still a moonsault.
So again, without the names,
yep.
Tiffany Stratton, the U.S. champion for the women, her finisher is a moonsault from the top rope.
Yep.
A challenger in her division, and Io Sky, widely regarded as probably even a better wrestler, shouldn't be in a U.S. title because she needs to be involved in the world title because she's one of, if not the best women's wrestler on the card.
Yep.
Her finisher is a moonsault from the top rope.
Correct.
Which she won with in the second last match.
Yes.
So then in the last match, the challenger for the world heavyweight title did it twice in this match. Was it 3 times or twice, I think?
Mm-hmm.
His finisher is
moonsault from the top rope.
Oh. Okay.
And people might hear that and be like, oh, that's so nitpicky. But it's the little things that matter.
Nitpicky?
I know.
One is your U.S. women's champion. It is her finisher. It has always been her finisher.
Yeah.
Io Sky, who wrestles in the women's division. You only have like 6 or 7 women that are actually like in title pictures in the WWE. So another one of these women that are in the top 6 or 7 uses the same finisher in the second last match, when in the last match, the guy who's challenging for the title used his finisher twice. And it didn't work either time. The exact same move. It's not nitpicky because, well, you know what? Maybe it's nitpicky because, Zach, how was the first match won of the night?
You tell me.
I think it was Braun Breaker who speared Seth Rollins.
Yes.
How was the last match of the night won?
Roman Reigns spearing.
Oh my God.
Repetition.
Oh my God.
It's repetition. It's again, standards. Having a standard and saying, look, if you're going to do this spot, you got to try and make it unique to the show. And it's sometimes harder than it sounds because there's a lot of overlap with some of the movesets, but you got to try, especially with finishes you can book.
Say a lot of things about like Hulk Hogan.
Yep.
Was anyone else doing a leg drop to finish off guys?
Was anybody else doing a Stone Cold Stunner?
Nope.
Was anybody else doing the Rock Bottom?
No.
Was anybody else doing the Attitude Adjustment?
That was a bad move, but maybe they.
But you know what I mean.
Maybe they were with a fireman's carry,
Death Valley Driver style,
which is actually better than the Attitude Adjustment.
Yes, but you know what I mean.
I do. Mandible Claw.
F5.
Oh, F5.
Yep. Nobody else is doing the F5. RKO.
Which is probably the best one. Imagine somebody else coming in and doing an RKO.
Yeah. I know that there's the Cody cutter now, but
yeah, but like as their finisher, that's not
Yeah.
Cody's finisher.
Yes.
We know Crossroads is Cody's finisher.
Yep. That's why I at least appreciate with the Tongan Death Grip being a new finisher,
Yes,
because it's something different.
I don't-
And you put over the move.
Right. I don't love it, but the idea behind a new move that you're putting over that you shouldn't be doing because it's a family thing,
Yep.
and that it's so violent that you can do it to other people because you want to kill your opponent, but you'd never do it to your family,
Yep.
actually makes sense.
Yep. Totally understand that story, but yeah. Anyway.
It's mind-boggling to see this stuff.
Yep. At a major league level.
Right.
A major league level. Anyway. Set our pace.
I know. Zach, look at the time. This is our new window.
Yes,
right?
This really is.
Like we usually hit this mark and we like in and around like 2 or 3 minutes of like the 2 hour 10, 2:15. And now we're okay, we're done.
Yeah.
Like that.
I think we got everything out that we needed to.
In a 5-match card.
Yeah.
I think people got more than their $10 worth of.
I was gonna say, I think we chatted more about the card than actual in-ring time on the card.
It started at 6. It was done at like 8:45.
Yep. It is now 11:08.
Yeah, I mean that's positive.
Yep.
Our review is done.
Yep. Can send that out tomorrow.
Yeah. For people who haven't heard it, some people have been hanging on, and thank you for hanging on.
Yep.
We appreciate it. Look, we are gonna. I know some people might be WWE fans, and again,
gotta call it like you see it, man.
I wanted this to be better than it was.
Yeah.
And this is still the pay-per-view that last year on Unreal, Bruce Pritchard's like, it's such a pain in the ass to book Backlash.
Yeah.
Like, guys, you have no idea. You have no idea how hard it is to book a card after WrestleMania. The same card that this year they didn't have CM Punk, Cody Rhodes, Gunther, Obafemi. Like, they didn't have like most of their top people.
Yep.
Other than Roman, it's like Rhea Ripley's not on the show.
Yep, no Rhea Ripley.
Like most of if you went like the top 10 people of WWE, it was like, well, Roman was on the show.
Yep.
And that's it.
Yep.
Like, oh my God.
Yep.
I wanted this to be better, but Bruce Pritchard said like what a pain in the ass it was to book. Yet none of their top stars were actually even on the show.
Yep.
Other than Roman. This is the announcement of the John Cena Classic thing is so beyond the capability of my understanding of what this even could be. And you can see it in John Cena's face that he didn't. It's like, I'm told to go out here and do this.
Yep.
That's how it felt. Because I'm sure that's what it was. So I did want this to be better. Zach, I'm looking forward to your rating.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I know, right? Like your rating of Backlash.
That's going to be a new sounder that I will put together. It's just all of us saying Backlash.
Yeah, right after the Michael Cole.
That one will take a little while.
I know, but we needs to get there.
We'll get to it. Maybe a year from now.
No,
I don't know.
no.
When this dust is settled.
A buddy of mine texted me and said, "This is wrestling."
Yeah, no. All right, my rating.
Yeah, I got my number.
You got your number?
Oh yeah.
Man, matches weren't other than the Danhausen stuff, which you're done on the John Cena Classic stuff. Like this stuff for me with the Danhausen thing, like I just don't get it sometimes. I just don't understand.
Mm-hmm.
Can I just see two wrestlers go in there and try and win a match? Like, is it really that tough?
Sky and Asuka, kinda.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about the Danhausen match in a vacuum. So that brought it down for me. Obviously, this John Cena Classic announcement was.
I love it. That brought it down for me. Like it was somehow it was way up there before.
Oh, I mean, yeah,
before
it was
that match.
Yeah, I wasn't
along.
exactly riding high from the, but yeah, no, I mean, there wasn't other than the Danhausen match. There wasn't, and the John Cena announcement. There wasn't anything really like bad. but it wasn't like great either. I just watched these shows and they're just a drag. It'd be so much better if the matches were better.
Again, I don't know what tonight you saw that could not have aired on Monday Night Raw.
I know. Like what is the value I'm getting from watching these shows other than storyline continuity?
Mm-hmm. What's your number? Come on.
I'm hovering around a 4.5. 4.5.
Okay.
Which is not a passing grade.
Yeah.
Because the Danhausen stuff, like if the Danhausen stuff, if it was like CM Punk or Obafemi or even Jelly Roll, like I would at least think it would be somewhat of a passable, like little comedy match that I could ignore. But this was just like all the bad stuff that I just don't like about WWE coming to the forefront. So it brought it down to me. So I'll say 4.5.
Okay. 4.5.
Yeah.
Well, I'm the positive one here in the group.
Yep.
Right? You're down on the WWE product.
To say the least.
Yeah. Zach, I'm going to give this one a 3.8.
A 3.8.
Yeah.
So why the 0.8? What brings it close to a 4 for you?
Well, I'm glad you asked.
Yes.
Because I started off at 10 and I'm like, well, what could detract from it?
Yep.
And then I got down to 0.
Yep.
And then I got down to like -10. And then I went back to 0 just as a default. And then I'm like, what could actually bring it sort of up from the 0?
Yeah.
And I got Io Sky's performance, Asuka's performance, which was good. Roman Reigns still looks like a star. And
the main eventer looks like a main eventer.
Yep. And there was those 3 for me. And then because I like Sami Zayn, I didn't think he had a very good match. But trying to carry Trick Williams and Lil Yachty and do all of that, I'm going to give him like a 0.8.
That's where the point.
That's where the 0.8 comes from. He didn't get like a solid, like Asuka and Io Sky got a 1, and Roman Reigns got a 1, and then Sami Zayn.
Roman Reigns got a 1.
Yeah. Well, I acknowledge him.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is absolutely a show that if somebody as a wrestling fan that hadn't seen it was like, oh, hey man, like I've not seen Backlash. Can we watch it? It would be like a hard no. Like,
yeah.
Like I'm not only not going to watch it with you, I am not going to let you watch it. I'm not going to. I'm going to wait for something else to come along because I actually I completely believe this, that we're going to watch Monday Night Raw, and Monday Night Raw, no matter how bad it is, will be better than what we saw tonight. I truly believe that. So this is not a passing grade at all. This is a show that I will try to steer people away from to keep some of the sanity of a wrestling fan and like try and keep them in a lane where they might enjoy it still and keep me from ever going there again. Like I almost never want to talk about this night again.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about it. Like it's just, there was nothing redeeming that I would ever go back and watch. Like, did Asuka and Io Sky try hard? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Did Roman Reigns like try hard? Maybe Jacob had to? Sure. But like nothing they did was memorable at all. Nothing they did was worthy of ever going back to even watch 3 minutes of this. Never. 3.8.
There you go.
Not a passing grade, Zach.
Not a passing
grade. If you totaled up yours and mine, we still wouldn't get to 10.
No.
Okay.
Can't believe I'm the one with the nicer grade.
Well, Zach, the John Cena announcement was one of the worst things I've ever seen in my life. Like I just, I don't even have the capability of understanding what it is that they told us, and they made John Cena go out and do. I feel so bad for him, actually.
Well,
All right.
that's what you get for being a company guy.
Yeah. Well, we appreciate you listening. And we do have later on this month, we still have 2 more big pay-per-views this month.
Yep.
Because Double or Nothing for AEW is coming up in 2 weeks. And then in 3 weeks, Clash in Italy. I bet you that Jacob Fatu and Roman Reigns are going to do this again in Turin. Foman Reigns, who was foaming at the mouth for the Tongan death grip as Jacob Fatu sat over him. And I've not seen that online. I'm not stealing Foman Reigns from anybody.
You came up with that in our...
But when people see Foman Reigns online...
Not the other 2 times that was locked in.
No,
it was the third time that was the charm.
Yeah. That was after Roman beat him and then was more tired than him.
Correct.
Right. Okay.
After beating him.
Right. Of course.
This is
I know. Mini-housens. Lots of them running around. Ooh.
You know how many times I'm going to have to, like, with the mini house and stuff, being like, Zach, just got to, like, turn your brain off.
I know. You have to just enjoy it. Just have fun.
Like it's my responsibility.
I know. Zach,
why is it my responsibility?
You're too hard on them. Turn your brain off. Just enjoy it. Well, no, that's what we tried to do, and we didn't. We couldn't.
The goal is to entertain, and I wasn't entertained. How's that my fault?
It's not.
Somehow it ends up being my fault. Explain that to me.
Well, I actually get it a little bit more. Like on this show, it does happen as well. So I kind of understand it.
Like imagine I told you a joke and you did laugh, and there's like, it's like,
no, it's my fault.
Yeah, it's your fault for not laughing at my joke.
Because you told it right.
Yeah, because I said it perfectly.
Yeah, and
you're funny. Just not the funny one.
It's funny. Guess I'm in a bad mood. Sorry, Zach.
Yeah,
I apologize. My fault.
Yeah, unbelievable.
I know.
I told such a great joke.
I should have laughed.
Yeah,
and
you didn't laugh. That's your fault.
I apologize.
Not me. I'm practically George Carlin over here, just spitting out great jokes left, right, and center.
Nikki Glaser. I love Nikki Glaser.
And then it's like, Zach, you gotta lighten up. No, how about they be better? Why is the onus on me?
It shouldn't be.
I'm the fan.
I know. Yeah.
I'm not booking. I'm not in the creative team. I would love to be in that creative team. Give Paul Levesque a piece of my mind.
No, you actually, I mean, we had some business to talk about, but like came over to watch the show.
Yeah.
Like hopefully to be entertained by the show.
Yes. Wow. That's how it goes.
That's how it goes.
Yeah.
Onward and upward. Clash in Italy. We're gonna get a rematch because the Heat. Remember the
Heat?
Remember the Heat?
You know, I'd much rather watch Sunday Night Heat at this point.
Don't you remember the Heat?
Yeah, but the Heat was so intense.
I know, but the John Cena Classic, where people don't have
a different kind of heat.
Where people don't have to win to win.
Yeah,
that's gonna be fun.
Yeah,
and then the mini housens.
Yeah, the one mini house did perform decently well.
But like, no,
they knew their spot.
And like Open Femi, CM Punk, like Joe Hendry. No, we're gonna have the one mini housing, but then we're gonna have lots of mini housings.
It's always my favorite when they bring in somebody from Lucha and it's somebody with a similar gimmick. It's like, wait, that's El Torito. No. It's a different guy. It's Mexico. They always put it into
Lucha housing.
Yeah, it's.
They did have like Lucha housing. Yeah. They called them Lucha housing.
There's been 5 La Parcas. It's not the same La Parca. There's LA Park, and then there's the second La Parca. There's a third La Parca. I think we're on the 4th La Parca right now.
Yeah.
In AAA or whatever. So, and they're trying to sell off that La Parca as the La Parca WCW, the chairman of WCW running down and taking out Disco Inferno. It's like, no, it's not the same guy. That guy's 60. Like, you gotta. Anyway.
I'm just going over this night and like 2 fairly bad, not great matches to sell us for the 3 matches that a mini housing came out, and then a Lucha housing came out, and like lots of mini housings came out.
Yep.
And then an announcement of a tournament or a night where you don't have to win to win the John Cena Classic. You can just be there, try hard, and then you're going to win. It's going to be awesome. Listen to John Cena, and then the Heat. The Heat being stood over because we had to go all the way back about 4 weeks ago to watch the same thing for them to do nothing with Randy Orton since.
Yeah.
but standing over Cody Rhodes with
Yeah.
the heat. Yeah, I feel good about the 3.8. Okay, time to go.
Time to go.
Thank you for tuning in, and you'll be able to hear it again if you want to repeat this. Oh my God, that'd be such a good listen. I'm going to go back and listen to it myself. I'm looking forward to that.
I do that a couple of times. I'll admit it.
Yeah, no, I do too.
Yeah.
It's mostly to check on you, but
yeah.
But yeah, I do it too.
Yeah.
It's a little something about going around in your car and like just pressing the this is wrestling.
This Zach McGibbon guy, he really nailed it.
I'm gonna listen to myself in the car.
Yeah.
Like put the windows down now that summer's here.
Yeah.
Well, like summer like 3 degrees in the morning, but fine.
Yeah.
Put down the windows.
Yep.
This is wrestling.
Yep. That's me right there.
Yeah, it's blaring out the
console.
windows. It's blaring out the windows.
Yeah.
All right.
55 minutes blaring through the windows.
Oh, it's going to be good.
Yeah.
But we do have some things in the world of professional wrestling, of course, to look forward to. And of course, on OSN, we got lots to look forward to, including if you're listening to this, sounds like a big watch party tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Certainly a big game for the Montreal Canadiens. It will be, it'll be something in Montreal on a Sunday night hosting Game 3 against the Buffalo Sabres. That'll be Montreal will be hopping.
Yes,
tomorrow night. I don't think people are too worried about work on Monday morning in Montreal tomorrow.
No,
but we're gonna have that on OSN as well. So, thank you, Zach. Thank you. This has been a lot of fun, and yes, people might even see you back at the Palatial Estates tomorrow.
That's right.
So,
there's a tease.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I still think we need something with the exactly.
I know there's something we gotta do.
We're just missing exactly. Every time I say it, I'm like, hey, that's both of our names.
That's
in
us.
one word. That's us.
Yes.
We'll do something with it.
Yeah.
All right. So for Zach McGibbon, I'm Lever Sage. Thanks for being with us on another live edition of This is Wrestling.